Let's go. Turn that shit up, man.
Reporting quarterbacks still on the board. It's time for one to be traded up for.
Here we
Chicago's
go.
trading up.
Yes!
What?
Oh my Here God. It is!
Chester just reported.
Here it
Oh,
is!
baby.
Let's go!
Oh.
Here we go, baby! Come on!
The Tape Never Lies Network. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Keeping It 100
You got to keep it
crew.
Yes.
Big plays are nice.
He's so inaccurate at some point.
I agree.
Oh my God!
Exactly, Greg.
Oh my God! I am in heaven!
Go to the game. We'll tailgate before the game.
We'll call our show TTNL in the stands.
There's hope, guys. There's hope.
I hope
If
there's
we
hope.
got the right people, I hope that is hope.
Give me a tackle
Yeah.
or give me that!
Chicago Bears at number 39 are selecting offensive tackle Tevin Jenkins.
Yeah! Oh my God!
CCNL, damn it.
What?
Still on the board. It's time for one to be traded up for.
Here we
Chicago's
go.
trading up.
Yes!
What?
Oh my
Here
God.
it is! Chester just reported.
No, we're very economical, my family.
The difference between winning and losing the game is catching and dropping the football. One time.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen.
Become a patron. Keeping It 100. Head over to thetapeneverlies.com.
The #1 Bears show on the planet, baby. Keeping It 100 on the Tape Never Lies Network.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping It 100.
Chicago's trading up.
100.
Yes!
What?
Here it is!
Chester just reported.
Stick no competition.
I know we need to run the ball more. I'm not an idiot.
Keeping It 100.
Open competition.
Keeping It 100. The smartest man.
My Chicago Bears select Justin Fields, quarterback, Ohio State.
Guess who's back? The two dudes that kept it real. The dynamic duo that you love, the smartest man and Dr. Phil. Breaking down the film, never a problem, kick it straight. Most shows focus on stats, we focus on the tape. We keeping it 100, never running east or west. We coming with that truth, cause that's what our fans expect. Cut off the freaking anchor, moving forward to be free. But don't you worry, Shayne's got the dumbest tweets. It ain't no secret, Phil and Shayne got some haters. But now the mouth stuffed like the Jew and now and laters. Debaters, claws get kicked like Coach Tabor. Cuts had to be made, we added a barber moderator. Up and down, boys got you double checking. Sad sacks trolling like a fool drunk texting. Flexing on the truth cause you know they'll never change. Real, recognize real, that's what you get with Phil and Shayne. 100's what we do when we're breaking down the Bears. Fuck a play or a captain, all of the unfair. The tape never lies, the truth you see. We laugh, we lie, so there's no babies like Maybelline. Straight to the truth with acumen and facts. We got a sad nerd, but he's not just giving nerd stats. Car crash, big impact like Max Sack. Every Wednesday night you got the smartest man Phil back. Now we know you're smiling like a fat kid with fun debt. We're back better than ever and we're keeping it 100.
Keeping it 100, baby. Keeping it 100.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping It 100.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100.
Keeping It 100.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100, baby. Draft Dr.
Keeping it 100.
Keeping It 100.
A lot of fun. Once again, Dad, happy anniversary. You and my mom there. I guess we're going to see you on Wednesday.
It's probably my last opportunity, so happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
I'm going to be...
Happy birthday, dear Philip. Happy birthday to you.
Philip.
That's great. Philip.
Philip.
Hello, Philip. It's the Queen.
The following show is for mature audiences only. Shy City Sports.
The tape never lies.
The tape never lies. Tape never lies.
The tape never lies.
Tape never lies.
The tape never lies.
Kicking the truth.
Never does.
Yo. The tape never lies, it never does. It makes the story true for us. Analytics makes them look like fools. It's up to me to educate you. Draft Dr. Phil. Kicking the truth. The tape never lies,
It's the number one bear show on the planet. Keeping it 100 with the Tape Never Lies Network. Go Bears.
You were just, let's go around real quick. One adjective to describe David Montgomery. And I'll send this clip to him. We'll clip it tomorrow, and I want to send it to him. To me, I'll pass it to the guest first. Go ahead, Sammy the Bull. Then we're going to go into tweets.
I already said run tough. He runs tough. He finishes tough.
I want to run the ball. I want to run the ball.
There you go.
Tough.
Jackal.
What do you need? Gotcha.
What do you need? I just asked a question. Cherie, we'll go to you. Well, Jackal thinks the one word that best describes David Montgomery.
Thank you.
Aggressive.
I want to run the ball.
What about Blake Bortles?
Fail, suck, useless.
Shane is on a roll tonight.
Impuffs.
Cars, what do you got?
Leader.
I want to run the ball.
Nice.
You read his background story. It's incredible. Like that dude, I could say leader or natural. Those two, I mean, that dude is just, he's everything you want a football player to be. David Montgomery is everything you want a guy to be.
I love how these guys in the chat.
Ask Chris Price. He's been quiet for way too long. I feel like he's in an earthquake. His screen was just shaking.
I had to plug in.
I thought that was Kevin Euclid down there.
Well done. Well done.
No, I think he's a beast, and I can't wait to see what he does with a real offensive line.
I want to run the ball.
A cohesive offensive line, and from what's been going on in the off season with the guys, going everywhere together, they're on the right path.
Yep, exactly.
Love it. Love it. You look like a former fullback, Tom Rasman, leading up the hole.
This is bullshit. Answer your phone, Phil.
He does know what that. We don't even remember what that position is anymore in Chicago.
There's hope, guys. There's hope.
I hope there's hope.
Got the right people. I hope that is hope.
That's going to be the quote, the name of this show, Shane. I hope there's hope.
There's hope.
I hope there's hope.
I hope that there's hope. Okay.
Plus.
Thank Josh E again, right there. I know he wasn't here earlier when I did, but I just love this pop chain, as I call it, the performance over politics chain. And Josh E with the Tate and Devin. We talked about it, Josh, but I just wanted to give you your recognition. George finally got his swag, his TTNL swag. We got to send him some more. Look at this guy. Former D end, tight end. How about my boy Robert Cook? Robert Cook, off the hook Cook. My boy Caden Whitlow, keeping it 100. All of you guys. And then, of course, I thank you guys all. My beautiful daughter, She was very happy, Bullets, to get this. She was so happy.
So much.
So much pride in this family. I can't thank everybody enough for their kindness. I know I could fucking fix this team and they would laugh. But here we are, to what Shane's point is. Not even a year and 10,000 plus.
Cars and I still laugh. Cars and I will build the team. We'll let you coach it.
I will coach it. That's all I'm saying. As long as I have, like, the Bears right now.
Filling out the financial chain.
We're gonna get into the Bears right now. The Bears right now have the foundation of something special. You have the talent there. So the big fear and the big worry is the head coach.
What can I do better? And we were kind of stuck in neutral.
Is he going to address the locker room? Is he going to address the run game? Is he going to identify the talent that he has on the offensive line?
Last year was when I was like, I was wrong about this, and it was the truth, you know what I'm saying? Because I felt like he was learning on the job, but he would learn from his mistakes. And it just was like, no, he's unwilling to learn from his mistakes.
Brilliant. Is he going to make a quarterback controversy the most important thing? Or is he going to worry about that controversy because the media is going to make it so much of a story? Are you going to use that as the example to build competition? You can't just stand in front of a podium with a chain on and say, we got to have competition at all positions.
We'll see, but we got to do it.
You can't just say it. You got to be it and do it.
We'll see, but we got to do it.
So all of these things we're going to see as this preseason unveils itself, and that's the reality of the truth.
Hey, this guy's tremendous back. I mean, I don't know that anybody's better than him in the whole league.
I honestly,
if you use him properly, my goodness.
That's
Justin Fields. This is what I talked about earlier, and this is big. This is big. Yes. I feel the love in the Bears fan base.
Go watch the fucking tape never lies.
And I can tell how excited everyone is. I definitely think this is a big moment in history. And it really is, man.
It's going to be huge.
He sees it. He knows it.
Feels it.
Yeah. He feels it.
It's not too big.
He feels it.
What can I do better?
And it's not too big for him.
I'm this close to get a Brags in the stand shirt.
Oh,
the difference between winning and losing the game is catching and dropping the football.
We're not fucking barbers making that barber money.
Barber bread.
Fatigue makes cowards of us all.
5 impact plays taken off the board for Khalil Mack.
From your chest pubes all the way down to your ball throw.
Broke this down. There's playing guard, playing tackle is about toughness, athleticism, and knowing fundamentals. You could work on those, but playing guard is a much different game.
Like, there's this coddling of this generation that is just brutal, and so many of these stars have been told. Like, you got to remember, the kid was Mr. Ohio, which is no small feat.
Be huge.
Couldn't get recruited by Ohio State.
Couldn't get what? When you're that good, and you've got, at least in the high school level, you've got a lot of people coming to your door. Once parents start interjecting themselves, once friends start doing that, it's not a good recipe. These people cannot stand on their own anymore. Like, the second you helicopter, your kid loses all independent thought, function, everything.
What can I do better?
Let's keep it 100.
For 20%
You want the fucking
off.
manscaped man, or you want the fucking ball throw like Claudio?
Let's mute his mic.
I have no idea.
I feels it.
There you go. Start talking, Jackal.
I fields it. What's going on, TTNL family? Are you fielding it? I'm fielding it. I know somebody in this in the green room right now is fielding it, Mr. Birthday Boy. Let's get it going. I don't know what the hell happened there, Shane, but here we are celebrating somebody's birthday.
I don't know.
I'll probably talk about
What the
himself.
hell are you doing?
I blame Kenneth Davis. He showed up and everything. What the hell?
You know what? I know exactly what happened.
What happened?
Someone hit overlay. That someone being probably me. I'll take ownership.
Shit.
Instead of background, which I thought that was a background. And that's how that happened. So Jackal, being a rookie in the broadcasting game, you could just tell he wasn't.
I'll fall on the sword.
He wasn't ready. He just kept sitting there laughing instead of just talking because he was live.
Well,
he was hot. His mic was hot.
So was Shane, and so was that young gentleman that I don't know if he's old enough to be on the internet.
He's our new producer. We have 2 new producers. We got a lot to get into.
Can he cut hair? Can Caden cut?
I had some lines. I was going to get to go at Claudio in this one, but the whole thing fucked up again. I was like, God damn. It's like kids get their haircuts for free.
Poor Kenneth is like, look at this fucking show. Nobody's on it. I'm supposed to be showing up here.
Show,
just had a big interview with Matt Nagy. These guys are fucking my swag up.
Listen, before we get into introduce Kenneth Davis, my boy, this network has stood a lot. Let me just say this. From where we are, not even a year old yet, this network, to where I am 48 years old, the growth that we've had is amazing. And these fans, as Kenneth probably mentioned, are just amazing and compassionate and kind and everything you would want in a family. Like when we say it, we mean it. You know, we truly do mean it. It's like there's no fucking smoke here. We got so much to get into, but today's my birthday, and I am like looking at my wife, looking at my parents today. We had a beautiful day, right? And I'm just overwhelmed with the kindness of these 100 crew TTNL fans. It's like nothing I could ever, if I had a big ego.
Wait, what? Whoa. Wait, say that again. 17.
Was Beyonce singing about me? Anyway,
it is your birthday, so go ahead.
Listen, my ego is sky high in the heavens of compassion, friendship, and togetherness. You know, I preached that. I stood for that. I've stood in there and owned my mistakes. And every person that was in my corner, from a text, a DM, a post, I tried to answer everybody, but my wife's like, Phil, you're going to be all day. Come on. You got to eat the cake. You got to do this. And she's right. It was family time, but everybody's a part of my family in this. And it really is a testament. I would be a whole show of shout outs because it's just amazing. Yeah. My birthday.
Your birthday, Phil. One real quick before we add our guy Kenneth here. We just want to got a couple of little things that we'll be playing throughout the show.
Here we go.
You can't produce the whole show on your birthday, you know.
Yeah,
you got to go.
I'm going to be gone for a couple weeks, so
here's hell in a handbasket.
Yo, this is T Nick from the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast.
Oh, there he is.
Shouting out my guy, Draft Dr. Phil. Keeping it 100. Happy birthday, player. What's that, like 61? Oh, by the way, that Viagra you asked me about, it's in the mail, player.
Oh, shit.
I ain't gonna tell nobody.
DDP, what's up, my man? I just want to wish you a quick happy birthday. I can't believe it's been a year that we've been great friends, and I look forward to a continued great relationship. You're like family to me, and I just wanted to say happy birthday, my man.
Draft Dr. Phil, I want to wish you a happy birthday. You know what it is. You know who it is. Your brother, Cool Kennedy. Shout out to all the Tape Never Lies family. You know I had to do a throwback because, you know, you're a throwback. No offense, you're a whole other. No, I'm joking. But anyways, happy birthday, man. Another blessed year. The tape never lies. It's all the hard work you put in over the years. And to many, many more to come. I appreciate you, brother.
I love it.
Happy birthday, Phil.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Is that Jennifer Aniston?
Birthday
Is this real?
to you.
Yeah, it looks like he got bit by something.
Happy
Oh my
birthday,
Same size
dear
as his pupils.
Philip.
This is Greg Braggs
Happy
in Indiana.
birthday
Ending up on a list somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
to you. Happy birthday, Philip.
What the?
I love you very much. And make sure you tell Cars to go fuck himself.
Yeah, keep it 100.
Shots fired.
Holy shnikes!
I feel the love.
That was awesome, man. Thank
Yeah,
you guys.
the Bears
Except
saw
Greg.
Greg Bragg's video. No wonder he didn't get invited to training camp. They denied his ticket request. Obviously, when you
What the hell is going on?
Exactly, Kenneth. Exactly, Kenneth. Speaking of golly, first of all, thank you, Mikey T, Nick, Greg, and my boy Cool Kennedy in there. You guys, that was so cool. That's a surprise tonight. I love you guys, and thanks for taking the time out on the birthday. But I don't want to keep these guys waiting. This is our first guest, Kenneth Davis. If you don't know him by now, he's family on this show.
Yes, sir.
He's always shouting us out. He's not that bougie bouge that sticks their nose up and pretends they don't know us. He keeps it 100. In fact, I'll let him speak on it, but I know Shane and I and the network were in the back of his head when he was talking to Nagy, as he put it, but he can, pontificate on that. Let's bring him out in our way, in the TTNL way, keeping it 100 with the intro that he deserves.
Bears fans, when you're not listening to all the dope TTNL content we're pumping out on a daily basis, I suggest you check out the rundown for our next guest. This guy is the new host of the Undercenter podcast from NBC Sports Chicago, the host of the That Davis Show and Flippin' Friends. But tonight, he's going to turn the hosting duties over to Phil and Shayne, so he can sit back and chop it up with the fellas and talk some collaboration, Chicago style. TTNL fans, he's Kenneth Davis.
Now, in my younger days, I used to spawn a shack.
Very much in the back. Listen, I'm old, but I'm too young to look at what Greg did.
Exactly.
Oh my God!
That's some love. That's some different type of love.
What was that kind of love?
I don't know what
that's the
feeders
kind of love. That's some scary
That's what
stuff.
you get from an Indiana farm boy like Greg.
I'm just, whenever you come to Chicago, I'm going to give you to your space. All right, to say the least.
I mean, you're not
I'm
supposed to
staying
drink the
with
pool
you
water,
and
you know?
Shawn. Hopefully, you guys protect me from that. I don't know.
Yeah, you may need to see a court. Yeah,
I can't believe he did that.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
That was funny. That was funny. That was.
It never ends. Thank you for coming on tonight.
Of course, man. Wait, happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Happy fucking birthday, man.
Yes.
Another year around the sun. You deserve it. Shout out to everybody on here, man. Like you say, as a family. I experienced Bears friends from around the world, partially from coming on this show. It's strong. It's strong to say the least. But yeah, man, it's great to be here. It's great to celebrate your birthday, man. I'm happy that you invited me. I never got to meet Jackal, I don't think. Wait, first of all, Shane.
Yes.
I don't know if we've been face to face, and I congratulated you on the baby.
I don't think so. No, Phil,
I don't think so.
Phil doesn't let me talk. You know how that goes.
Yeah. Get your ass in the back.
I get my own show next week when this fucker's gone, so shit's gonna be lit.
Congratulations. And
thank you.
Your birthday's coming up, correct?
Yeah,
Yes.
share it with Walter.
And
July 25th.
our next guest, you and him share a
and
birthday
Sierra.
together.
See?
Yes.
Wow.
I'm Saturday. Saturday's my birthday.
Oh, nice.
We
And
also
Sean's
be going
birthday
out.
is Sunday.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a lot of parents getting it on around the same time.
I guess so.
Right. It was a
Merry Christmas, right?
Right. Yes.
It was around Christmas, right? The math states that it probably was around Christmas that I had a lyric. Mom and Dad got funky one night, and I came out so poetic and energetic. I got to bring that lyric back, Cool Kennedy. I'm going to put it in a song. So that'll be a trivia question next offseason. What song did Phil talk about with Kenneth Davis? And then you'll win big bucks. Big bucks. Anyway.
Okay, that's a good one.
Kenneth, obviously, we got our boy from our every Friday. The three of us get together. I don't want to keep him waiting too long, but I really wanted you to just initiate the action of conversation. You got to speak with Coach Nagy. We talked about it on our next guest show together, but our audience tonight is strong. I wanted you to just speak on it. Nagy was there, but you pushed into the football side of the conversation. And I felt like, and I'm stealing from Shawn a little bit here. I always give credit to everybody, so I make sure I say this stuff. But I felt like Nagy opened up a little bit for you because A, you kept it $100 or kept it 100 for the show, and B, you kept it on the football focus. So what was that like, and what did you feel like when he was answering you?
I feel like he was open and honest. You got a little bit of your coach speak in there, but you're going to get from most coaches.
Yes.
I felt like he got what the vibe was, because he could have killed the vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like he could have been standoffish. I got a lot of time. I got in every question that I wanted. I removed one question, but I got in by the time they said he had one more question, I was like, cool, because all I got is one more question. I always give props. You were the first person that really opened my eyes into David Montgomery. So that's where I say I'm definitely thinking about, conversations that we've had in the past and why I had to ask him about unleashing a running back. Like it just using common sense, football sense, I should really say, it just using common football. No, it's not sexy, but using common football sense. I asked him about Eddie Goldman because that was something that had been on my mind as far as did he still want to continue his football career after not showing up for mandatory and the coach not giving you any kind of a cover when Matt Nagy was like, no, it was not an excuse absence. That had me slightly worried. I asked him about, I used to be a Matt Nagy fan. I used to be a big time defender of Matt Nagy his first 2 seasons, and I was wrong. And I asked him, how do you get people like me to come back over? And
that was awesome.
Yeah. And you are, and I guess this is a negative sense, but you're the weak link so far in what needs to be taking place with the Bears. I mean, it's just the truth. You were supposed to straighten up this offense. There's some blame on Mitch, but you still could have done better,
Exactly.
So those were basically the questions that I asked him, questions that I thought most people wanted to know and hear. I don't know, I don't watch every Bears presser, so I don't know if those questions have been
You're not
asked.
missing much, man.
Yeah. Excuse me. But definitely, it was a good time.
It was awesome. I just want to double down on this because it was you were open and honest.
Yeah.
So you were truthful in your disappointment in him, and you asked him the appropriate question. For me, as somebody who would love to get Nagy in face to face, I know you and Shawn are joking when I'm gonna be Sam Kinison after his ass, screaming at him. But there's moments, because you don't watch all the pressers, where you're just like, why are you asking that dumb fucking question? That's exactly what Shane and I will say. And you didn't ask one of those.
Exactly. Ahead, no, what I was saying, like Kenneth brought it up there. How many times have you watched a Bears presser and they come back to, like I've seen like Dan Weeder or somebody like that, they'll come back to him with a question and he'll say, no, I'm good. And I'm like, dude, they just opened it back up to you. And
that's another.
You know, you had your one quite, but Kenneth, I want to praise you personally because I was driving down the road listening to the pod and I'm like, oh man, Kenneth, come on, man, give it to this dude. I wanted, and then you could hear it in your voice. And I was like, oh, he's going to do it. And I got right on the phone to Phil and I'm like, Kenneth just held his feet to the fire, man. I said, I'm so damn proud of him for doing that because nobody has done it, Kenneth. And it's true. And listen, we all know that the NFL is a passing league, but when your cards are dealt to you, you have to play the cards that are going to be most effective for you. And that is where he has died really on the stake. Is David Montgomery was should have been your primary focus 100% last year. It never in a million years should have been Mitch Trubisky. It never should have been Nick Foles at any point. You ride the horse, and he didn't do what was best for the team. That being said, yes, they did still make the playoffs, but it could have been a better season, I think, if they would have done what is best for this team overall, and they did not.
Yeah,
totally. It's not even a question. Yeah. Everything you said is facts. You know, like, and I mean, on top of that, they made the playoffs, but they backed into the playoffs. Like it wasn't. You don't feel good about that one. No, you could later on when you're doing a tally, as far as did you have a losing season or whatever, how many playoff appearances? I guess that'd be cool, but you backed into the playoffs. It was that was one of, and it's funny because we've been drinking so much Kool-Aid. I did an interview today for Under Center. It'll be out tomorrow with Siafa Lewis from NBC Chicago, the lead anchor over there, sports anchor over there, and he came in and just blew the dream away as far as Justin Fields. He was just trying to be honest to a certain degree. He was just showing both the pros and the cons. And I was like, damn, you just ruined the whole dream, basically, right? Like we're enjoying ourselves or whatever, and you just crap on the bed. But shout out to Siafa. But that was last season. I said this, you know what? I hadn't met you guys at this point. By week 4, it was the most stressful victories I had ever been a part of. And I was like, I'm so tired. They were winning. God. And I'm like, I'm so tired from watching these games. It's so stressful. And they were actually winning. And I mean, we've experienced a ton of bad Bears seasons, but last year stood out. And again, going to your point, Shane, you're supposed to burn these running backs up. I hate to say it. It's just the truth of how the league is built. You're supposed to run through them like tissue, basically. And you're not taking advantage of this kid in that manner as you should. And he wants you to, so his name can get out there. He can get the props that he deserves.
It's amazing to me. I would go on with Shawn every week and talk about the penicillin was number 32. This coach can't find his identity. It's been right in front of his face. It's like a donkey with a carrot. Just keep running. Just come on, like catch the carrot, like understand what it is you're doing. But again, he's the guy, as Cool Kennedy says, he gives us pause. And that's where we are. I think before we we got to get Shawn in here. And I just want to say this. I think this roster is championship quality. That's how much talent there is.
It's better than people nationally.
Yeah, nationally they don't know anything.
If it's used properly.
Yes,
exactly.
Right.
That's the problem.
That's the key.
Used properly, but we know what the defense should be and could be.
Exactly.
If the offensive line is stout and you're getting good quarterback play, if Darnell Mooney takes another step.
Yes.
When you look at the NFC, this isn't the AFC where they got teams in the AFC, right? And they got teams and quarterbacks in the AFC. Right. You have the Rams, the Bucks, and the Pack, basically.
Pack is we got a lot to get into with the Pack. You got changes at quarterback. Fucking who the fuck is Jared Goff? Cousins doesn't scare you. You look around the league. What's Matt Stafford? Everyone's giving the Rams a win on opening day. We've beat this fucking guy all the time. Khalil Mack has something to say. Robert Quinn has something. Akeem Hicks has something to say. I hope
Roquan better have a lot to say. You want you see that
After
new
they saw
paper.
that deal.
You see that new paper being handed out on those inside linebackers.
First thing I thought about.
Everybody
With the Colts deal, I was like, damn, that Roquan money is gonna be ridiculous.
Yeah.
You saw he was showing that he was the only defensive player to start to show up at the beginning of OTAs. You know what that was really about.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, hell yeah. Smart.
Smart
Smart man. Yeah.
Well, I'm ready for that
Do you
payday.
feel
That's what he
one of the
said.
reporters asked him, do you feel different being the only Bear starter that's here? And I would have said, fuck no. You see those zeros that are beginning to come my way? That's exactly what I would have said.
Listen, every week I jump on this guy's show. He's a class act. Me, Kenneth, and him make up the full house backfield. My intro for him needs to be produced. So I'm going to take his intro for me and introduce him the way he introduces it every week. If you're not checking out Shawn and Maya in the morning, Monday through Friday, he could give you all the dirty deets because I'm terrible with math and time, but I believe it's 9 to 12 every day. Look, he's shaking his head yes in the green room. So I'm on the money, Kenneth, on my birthday. Shawn and Maya, this guy's Shawn Sierra. Every week we go into the 2-back set. Shit goes downhill. You would think guys would fucking pick up their game. And
they're not going to have a $39 million cap hit for a guy who's not there.
The 2-back set.
Shawn, was that you and Brock Forsey out there running, getting it done? Who that was?
He's got a joke. He's got a joke. Hey, Brock Forsey had that game. 100.
He did against Arizona.
140 something yards against Arizona. You gotta love the Brock Forsey. One week we had just names from the past of past Chicago Bears players that are obscure names. And people were throwing Brock Forsey, Albert Fontenot,
Alonzo Mays.
We had
Jerry Fontenot.
Oh, but Jerry was good, man. He was the we're trying to think of like one-hit wonders. One-hit wonders.
I'd say Brad Mustard, but he was all right. And I like Brad Mustard.
Brad Mustard on that hot dog.
Stanford's own.
Yes, a first-round pick.
He number 25. He used to wear, and I liked him because he used to wear a Ric Flair T-shirt under his pads, and he used to tape his fingers like I did, like Ric Flair would. It was, and I don't remember now, but it was like one on this knuckle, one on this knuckle, and one on this knuckle, and then 2 and 2, or is it reverse? Dude, I used to tape my finger just like Ric Flair, and so did he. Crazy.
Listen, I so appreciate you jumping on tonight. We got a full house backfield. Everybody's jumping on the birthday show. We got a big show tonight. Raffling off. I'm going on vacation for the first time in 10 years with my wife.
Great.
We're getting out of the country, and it's well deserved.
Remember what we were talking about that happened around Christmas time, Kenneth?
Right.
Yeah. The O's are going to be adding one too, I bet.
No. Don't put that on us. I'm
August,
broke.
September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April.
That's bad planning. That's draft month, bro.
There's Ric Flair. So yeah, you guys jumping on tonight. All of my boys. I've met you through this show, and we've built this family atmosphere. And TTNL, we say TTNL is family. We don't give a fuck about the haters, the blog boys. We're trying to speak truth, analyze football, the draft, and the Chicago Bears. the way it needs to be with no narratives. Kenneth is now doing that on his show. We wanted to start an initiative. Shawn does it every day with his speaking the truth about this football team. And you guys coming on here on the birthday show, really raffling off this place to help the network with my father and an iPad. And ultimately, really, what we have to surprise tonight is such a showcase of this fan group about what we do with Spencer Strong every week. I can't wait till tonight, about 10:30 p.m. We are going to do the raffle and make a huge announcement tonight in what we're doing. So that's a little tease in the business. We got a full house backfield here. I don't want anybody waiting in the green room. Shawn Sierra's here. Now our next guest is here. So we're going to have five of us, the five brothers. Is there 5 movies? Weren't the New Edition had 5, right? They added Johnny Gill. Let's add our Johnny Gill.
You can never go wrong with New Edition.
No, you cannot.
Or Johnny Gill.
Johnny Gill. My. Remember we all sang that.
No, we did that. We did that.
Put on your red dress. That's why I'm going to be singing to Steph.
Put on those high heels.
Just before you impregnate her.
It's someone else.
Don't jinx. Don't give me that jinx. Listen.
Y'all doing it. Listen, you guys are doing it. I would love to.
I hope we're doing it.
If you could drop that kid off at about 4.
Oh yeah. That
From there, I can't do the
my daughter is 7 weeks old, and I love her to death.
I know you do.
She don't
He's
sleep.
threatened to throw her out a window.
Oh man, it's and I have a 10-year age gap in between kids, so that's we blame COVID. I mean, what else are you gonna do?
I had the same home alone, but don't feel sorry. Yeah. I had fucking twins. I don't want to hear his little complaints. I had twins. When one was sleeping, the other one's crying. The other one's sleeping.
We're not on the Greg Braggs plan where everybody else takes care of it.
Jenny, you take care of the baby.
Take care of the kid.
Let's get to our guest. You know him. He's a brother, just like this is the perfect New Edition. All of us brothers. I don't know if you guys have had the pleasure of meeting this guy, but I purposely love the fact that all of you guys are on this birthday raffle show, because these are the 3 of my favorite guests that come on here. And let's bring him out from the NFL Network, the guru, the fantasy guru. He's your fantasy football guru's fantasy football expert. So they get all their information from him. He's my boy, and he's a big-time Bears fan, Adam Rank. I don't know who Sandman likes, who everyone, but let's get to our guest. You guys know him. Let me introduce him our way. Just disregard his inaugural appearance, because he was our first guest ever on this network, even though they deleted the show.
Yeah.
Rap Dr. Phil pointed this out, and the tape never lies.
This is the guy you all fell in love with while he chopped it up with Phil and Shayne at that other network. Not only is he full of energy and passion for the game we all love, he's also a Chicago Bears fan.
Go Bears!
Ladies and gentlemen,
Keepin It 100.
Let's all stand up and give our boy a proper introduction to the Keepin It 100 crew.
Come meet me at Portillo's and let's get it on.
He's your favorite fantasy analyst, making his Tape Never Lies network and Chi-City Sports debut. He's Adam Rank.
Oh, yeah. He's Adam Rank with us.
Draft Dr. Phil. First of all, happy birthday and hello to everybody here on the panel. I got a few things to get off my chest before I get started.
Go ahead.
I would like to give a round of applause. This is me clapping for Titletown on their 3rd championship since 1971. Congratulations, you Muppets. You finally got another title in something other than football. And you know what? I know you guys don't get this because this will be a literary reference, and I know they don't teach this in your schools, but this is a lot like the monkey's paw, where some kid out there picked up a monkey's paw at a flea market and said, "Oh, please, God, allow the Milwaukee Bucks to get an NBA title. And you know what's going to happen? Aaron Rodgers is going to end up being traded, and now your fortunes are going to be reversed. So I hope this one title was worth it for you, because I know that there was some kid in Chicago in the late 80s who found that same monkey paw and said, please, can I see the Chicago Bulls win 6 NBA titles? We have not been to a Super Bowl since. And now you look at everything that has happened. Everything that has happened. This has now led to this moment. Justin Fields coming in and being the quarterback of the Chicago Bears. And I've said this before, and I know that Aaron Rodgers has turned it. By the way, I will say this about Aaron Rodgers. There are a lot of people in this world who would say, you can't pay me enough to live in the state of Wisconsin. Aaron Rodgers is putting his money where his mouth is, and I appreciate him for that. God bless you for that. And here is my thing. Aaron,
bombs, man.
please show up to camp and play this season, because it is not going to be satisfactory to just beat your ass with Jordan Love. I want you, Aaron Rodgers. I want you to be on the field. I want it to be Justin Fields who super kicks you to Las Vegas or Denver or wherever the hell you're going to end up. Let us send you out the door. Don't take the easy way out. That's not satisfying. I don't want to be like the Buffalo Bills, who won an AFC East title once Tom Brady went to Tampa Bay. I want to win the title with Aaron Rodgers as the signal caller for the Green Bay Packers. And let's get it on. But still, congratulations, Title Town, on that 3rd title. You guys must not know what to do with yourself. I'm sure they were hanging out at Kohl's this afternoon, going through the discount rack, pretending that they're Bucks fans, buying all their gear now. Oh, I got to pretend I'm a basketball fan. Congratulations to you.
Look at you coming in on fire.
The last 2 appearances by Adam have been. When we had him on right after we got Justin Fields, he let it off with, what the fuck?
That was probably one of my favorite moments. You keep bringing fire and passion to the TTNL fan base, our fans, and I got to give you credit. You know, Shawn Sierra brings up fucking Ric Flair, and you come off the top ropes like Jimmy Superfly Snuka.
We could have gone Macho Man, but thank you.
Okay. Do you have a Macho? You go on NFL Network and you always wear these outfits. You're not afraid to do anything. Costumes.
That's fine.
Yes. And
I remember that the first time I ever met Melissa Stark, it was a Saturday morning when I was in my Captain Not So Obvious uniform, which was an orange unitard. And I'm like, oh, hi, Melissa Stark. Oh, Andrea Kramer's here too. Hey, I'm a serious person. And here are the 2 brightest stars in our industry over the last 20 years. And this is how I'm meeting you. Very chagrined, but still love doing all that stuff. And I do break out a Macho Man, although we've, as a bald person, I think the Stone Cold Steve Austin just kind of lends itself to be an easier.
Right. Can you dress as Matt Nagy for Halloween this
I've
year?
done it. Oh, we've done that on the show. I get a visor. I do the whole thing. I be me. I just go out there and be me.
Can you tell us the whys, Adam?
I don't want to sit here and drag Matt Nagy. This is not a Matt Nagy. By the way, like the fact that he has never had a losing season with Mitch Trubisky. Like you could be Mike McCarthy and think that you're some sort of genius because you were the coach when Aaron Rodgers allowed you to stay there. And you know what? That's fine. That's fine. Matt Nagy chose the most. Listen, a lot of kids, they open up the Madden and they want to go to rookie level. Matt Nagy said, fuck that. I'm going to Hall of Fame level immediately. I'm gonna try to beat you with Mitch Trubisky. And look at us. Hold on, I'll take my hat off.
Yes, give us a little Matt Nagy.
We're brothers.
Can you do this? I'm going to isolate on you.
I can't do this.
Just one thing.
Every time I go to Chicago.
Say this script for me.
Okay.
Big plays are nice. I love them.
Big plays are nice. I love them.
There you go. Now I got the drop.
Whenever I go, whenever I go to Chicago,
Yes,
and I'm at a Portillo's or
Yes.
Lou's or whatever, I cannot take off my hat because I do not want to be accosted by some drunk ass Bears fan
Thinking
run down 12 old styles at Snickers, and now has caught me and wants to give me a piece. Like, hey, sir, I'm really not Matt Nagy, sir.
Or you might want to whoop your ass, one or the other.
Both working themselves up into a lather.
First on the goal line, coach.
Why do you still run the ball to Cordero Patterson?
Yeah,
Make it make sense. I can't wait for the first time he calls that play, and somebody's going to be like, "Hey, yeah, he's no longer on the team, sir."
Yeah,
you got to write. Oh, run at the Cole Kmet then.
I'm not an idiot. I'm not an idiot. I know we need to run the ball. He proceeds to go out and run it a record low 7 times.
Hey,
you can't make it up.
Speaking to you though, I feel like he was talking directly to you.
Yes,
he was talking about David Montgomery. Like, gotta get him 20 times.
Have you met Kenneth Davis from the Under Center podcast? Adam Rank, Kenneth Davis, up top on the upper right-hand corner of your screen. Kenneth was the guy asking those questions.
No way. Was that?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So
look at you.
Yes, I wanted to introduce you so you could maybe you guys could collab.
That was a moment. You know what? That is one of the things that I've noticed about. I'm sorry, I'm talking way too much. By the way, I got a pool party that I'm supposed to be at, by the way. This is so crazy.
You did this for me.
I did this thing, and my wife was like, "How long?" I go, I just have to go say hello to a friend of mine. She's like, "Who is it?" I'm like, I don't want to say. Like, what? Who is it? What show? And she knows. Because she knows the time of day.
She goes, if it's Phil,
she's very suspicious. Whenever it's like, and I'm on the West Coast, and it's 6:00 here, 6:20. Whenever it's this late, she's like, "Okay, who is it?" And I'm like, "Well, it's Draft Doctor." God damn it!
Yeah.
She's like, "You're not getting down here till 7."
Yeah. She ain't lying.
I love your wife.
I've got a hard out in 9 minutes. I'm sorry.
All
So I
right.
don't want to cut Kenneth off. But I did want to say that I appreciated it because I've noticed over the last couple of years that the Chicago media, and they've been I think Chicago's done a nice job of opening it up to give a lot of people an opportunity to ask questions. And you guys have just been grilling the shit out of them. And I love it. And I still love Matt Nagy, but I love that you guys have been going after him from this stuff because there are times, and you know what? It's kind of an Andy Reid thing too, because, and I know this from fantasy, there were times where Andy Reid would just forget that Brian Westbrook was on his team.
Right.
And they would be like, "Bro, like, how come you didn't run Brian Westbrook in the second half?" He's like, "That can't be true." And then somebody would hand him a stat sheet. He's like, "I don't know."
Whoops.
Matt Nagy inherited that and his time management skills from Andy Reid.
Definitely.
Well, I don't want to keep you, and I don't want to get in trouble with your wife.
I want to be kept.
I hate that I have this reputation, but you can't.
You got it everywhere. Wait, Phil, you have this everywhere. Like I was like, I got to go tell Phil happy birthday real quick. Like it's like
your wife did the same thing.
Well, it was just we'd be like, and all I have to do is say Phil. Right?
Oh,
God.
Yeah, you gotta
hear my
Phil.
house whenever I get in trouble. It's
I know you.
tell that to
Shayne,
Phil.
I know you.
Why
Shayne.
don't you go talk to Phil about that? I get that. The baby screaming in the middle of the night. My phone goes off. Is that Phil?
You better call Phil.
Exactly. He swears at me in 2 languages.
The thing is, it's all love. And listen, I keep a conversation going. So
yeah,
you know, that's what it is. I have passion, but I also have love. And I really love the group of guys on this panel. It's my birthday for you guys to take time out of your life. And like I said earlier, I've so overwhelmed with the birthday love from Facebook and Instagram and texts. It's just amazing. It amazed my family. My father, he's 81, God bless him. And he wanted to come on the show tonight just to meet you guys because he's met Shawn, but we talk about the show and he knows everything. He loves Adam Rank, and he loves. I showed him your interview, Kenneth. He's like, about time. They're listening to you. I go, that's my boy right there. And he said it. I had you in the back of my head, and he's like, good, because you Bears fans have never had a quarterback room like this. You guys have an opportunity to take over the division and take over the goddamn NFC. I mean, you look at New Orleans, they got what's his name? I just lost his name. They got a new quarterback there. Jameis Winston. I wouldn't trust Jameis Winston with my Honda Sonata. So I wouldn't want him as my quarterback. So you got, and then Taysom Hill as the backup. You look at the people, like Adam said, you got the Tampa Bay Bucks, and you got all these other question marks going all over the place. And if the chosen one, Mr. fucking State Farm himself, is bouncing out of town for Jeopardy or whatever, he's Denver, is he going with Vic Fangio? Right. Adam would have his ear to that kind of stuff. But it's clear listen, there's nobody better. I know Adam loves himself some Jason Lockenfora, but Adam Schefter is the best in the business in my book. And if he's saying Aaron doesn't want any part of Green Bay and has turned down an offer to be the highest paid in all of football, then that's legit. And it's going to be interesting to see. But the biggest question mark, Adam, I'm sorry, even in your rant, all of us agree on this panel, is Coach Nagy going to get that Andy Reid Westbrook syndrome and not realize, I think you said it in one of your posts, David Montgomery, what he is in fantasy, but what he is on this football team, to me, is going to be opening up a lot of eyes, and all the work he's putting in already as a football player is going to shine, in my opinion. What do you think about David Montgomery fantasy wise, but also with Matt Nagy?
It's so funny because everybody wants to fade him over a small sample size. Well, he was only good at the end of the year. And I don't mean to bring up Cam Akers because I know he had that devastating Achilles injury. Everybody was so thrilled. Like, they were pumping up Cam Akers based on what he did in the playoffs when Darrell Henderson went down. And they were like, it's so funny that our guys,
two-way street.
They never seem to get the benefit of the doubt. Like, well, how do you like this guy? Because it was a short window. Like, this is what happens with a lot of these guys. Mm-hmm. But I think that David Montgomery has shown that when he gets an opportunity to run the football, and that's been one of the things that Matt Nagy has been very shy about, is not giving him consistent carries. And I don't know if it's an issue with the offensive line, if he didn't trust it, if he didn't trust Mitch to run the right plays. I think that's going to be a thing too that'll open it up as well, as when Justin Fields eventually hits the gridiron, that opens it up for the running game as well. And it's going to lead to so many different endless possibilities of what this offense is truly going to be able to do and what it's going to be able to do. And I don't know. I just feel like people are dismissive, and I understand, and I understand Bears fans, but it's like there really was a degree of difficulty that I don't think a lot of us understood. And I love Mitch, and Mitch was a great teammate. He seemed like a great guy, seemed like a nice person, and he tried really hard, and I love him for it. But the fact that he went out there, he was a free agent. Denver didn't want, Vic Fangio didn't want him. Didn't want him to come in and compete with Drew Lock. The only situation he went to was Buffalo, where he could be like the Kirkland version of Josh Allen, where it's like, yeah, okay, you run, you got a strong arm. Like, if something devastating happened to Josh Allen, we don't have to change the playbook too much. I really do believe that having a talent like Justin Fields is going to give us an opportunity to see what Matt Nagy is able to do. And honestly, it takes the excuses away. If it doesn't work, like, well, eventually you can only change quarterbacks so many times before it's like, you know what, bro? It's your fault. The same thing's happening to Sean McVay here in Los Angeles. Like, okay, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt on Jared Goff. If you can't make it work with Matthew Stafford, maybe we need to go back and take away that genius label that was bestowed upon you. So a couple of these coaches are going to have to go out there and show a little ass and show that they're capable. Okay, fine. You've got your quarterback. And I can't sit here at the end of next season or at the end of the season if he struggles and be like, well, it was a rookie quarterback. We will know. We will know if he's being used correctly. Like, there'll be rookie mistakes and things like that, but we will know and have a definitive answer. And I'm excited for it. I think he's up for the challenge.
It's going to be exciting. Justin Fields, real quick, go around the room. When do you think Justin Fields, is this going to be an open competition, or is this something we're going to see, later on, Kenneth? You see him opening the season as a starter, or is he coming in? Let's just go around real quick because, Adam's a minute away, Shayne says.
No, I don't see him starting at the beginning of the season, and I say that he comes in, depending on the record, probably by the bye week, if not a game or two earlier.
There you go. Shawn Sierra.
No, he's not starting. It takes a lot of pressure off of him. It takes the media. I know the media keeps asking him, but I'm finally glad Matt Nagy's sticking to something, and that's his assessment. No, that Justin Fields isn't the week 1 starter, so stick with it. That's good. I think by week 6, Stacey Dales talked about it the other day, where she said that 80% of the quarterbacks taken in the first round the last 5 years or so have started at least one game before game 9. So I'm thinking that's gonna just 80% chance is really high.
That's a good odd.
So I'm thinking he's gonna start, and you know what? It might be because of injury. We don't know why. But it could be. I think week 6 is a good time. But again, if without injury, if Andy Dalton is playing very well, I think that gets pushed back further. But I say week 6.
Adam Rank.
The scenario that I kind of laid out was, I believe the Pittsburgh game is week 9, right before the bye week. I think that's a perfect opportunity for Andy Dalton to go out there and go face one of his former nemesis and not play well on Monday Night Football. And then here comes Justin Fields, comes off the bench, leads the Bears to a victory. The fever just,
my God. We're going to be there.
Boiling point.
We're going to be there.
Bye week, and then the following week, do we play host? I know we play the Baltimore Ravens.
Well, if it alternates. That's a really weird schedule. Home away the entire season.
Every week.
Home away, home away. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, we don't have to play back-to-back home games
or road games.
Yeah. No one wants that. Jesus Christ. Go there. Go away.
Yeah.
Go. I hate that schedule, to be honest. I think it's going to be something to look at, because I don't think historically that's ever happened. Not with the Bears anyway.
I don't remember it with Chicago. Yeah.
That's going to be interesting. Adam, I don't want to get the wifey upset with me.
Well, thank you. Yeah, sorry that I had to cut it so short. But I did want to take an opportunity to say happy birthday. I love you. Thank you for having me. Great meeting you guys, too. By the way,
great meeting you, too.
Shawn,
my pleasure, Adam.
Hopefully, we can get back together before the season starts and have a little bit more time and chop it up. But I do appreciate this small window of opportunity to come wish you a happy birthday. And, of course, Shayne, good to see you as well.
Thanks, Adam.
Thank you, Adam. You're the best. He's Adam Rank, the NFL Network. Check him out. Check out his YouTube channel. Shout that out, Adam.
Yeah, give me the 4,000. Give me the 4,000.
Get him the 4,000. Get over there, Adam Rank on YouTube. Follow him on Instagram. Listen, I'm not saying this because he's here. Everybody on this show was during the draft coverage for a reason. We had moments. This is family. I love this guy. And I thank you, Adam, for your time. All the best to you and your family and your wife. All right,
thank
brother.
You so much. Much love to you and your family. And thanks again. And happy birthday. And we'll talk soon.
All right, bro. Adam Rank. Adam Rank of the NFL Network. He comes in on fire.
Yeah,
he's fucking hilarious, man. He's fucking hilarious.
I would hate to have him in class.
I think the quote that got me on draft night with Adam was when he came out hot. I mean, he was fired up just like we were. He's like, guys, I gotta tell you, Detroit, you should have taken Justin Fields. I gotta say, I hope Khalil Mack shoves Penei Sewell so far up Jared Goff's ass that Justin Fields pops out and leads us to victory. I was gonna clip it and promote it on Twitter, but I'm like, I didn't want to get him in trouble with NFL Network. But
when he came great. On, like, what the fuck? What the? It was the whole experience. Speaking of which, we got to get to our next guest. We're rolling them in quick on the birthday show.
Hey Phil, hold on.
Yes,
I don't think I officially said happy birthday to you on the show.
No, you didn't.
Happy birthday.
Fuck him, Shawn. He's got enough love tonight.
I have gotten a lot of love. This is the most love I've ever got. I was at a wedding with all these fucking people giving me money. I never felt this much love. Anyway, do you even get to eat at your wedding, Kenneth? Because
no,
I was like,
not.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm living in sin too. Just so you know.
Look at this guy.
Right. So you know this time. I forgot that other
didn't
time.
Fucking wear shit. I got.
You know what's really funny? You know what's really funny? When you saw me when I went off camera, I went to go look for the shirt, but I have like 85.
He has a ton of t-shirts. He has a ton of t-shirts.
Dude, and
I collect t-shirts now. I
couldn't find that. I couldn't find it. It was in my. I looked at my pile of Bear shirts, and I'm like, oh shit! Like if you see behind the green screen, I mean, you can't see it's the green screen, but behind the green screen, I have a big.
If we look behind the green screen,
yeah, dude, it's just all filled with t-shirts, with t-shirts, and I took the big stack of Bears ones out looking for them. Like, fuck, where is it? Where the fuck is it? I'm like, all right, it's been like 3 minutes, and I don't want to fucking keep him waiting.
Don't worry about it. I was just breaking your chops.
Oh, I know.
Listen, I got nothing. This panel. I can't think of a better way to celebrate. Like if I went to the local bar, I don't know about you guys. I want to talk about this with our next guest because you talk about funny people and great human beings. This is like, you guys are all brothers. I have to make it a point when Shane and I go to Chicago, I have to see Kenneth Davis. I have to see Shawn Sierra. You know, that is about a brotherhood. I'm not blowing smoke here. I got to meet every person, shake their hand, but there's something special when it comes to you guys. And
Kenneth, can you and I bounce to the bar when Greg and Phil are?
Do whatever they do.
You can't watch
we'll just get out.
Thank God our next guest did not see that. What the hoop? You should have edited that shit. Anyway, this guy, I love him. He was also with us on draft night.
This invention here is called the Cobb Quickie. Hands down the easiest way to
That is not me or the next guest. He does the rookie scouting portfolio. I found him because nobody articulates in words anymore. Everyone speaks, and I'm a speaker. I can't write like this guy. So when you do find someone who writes like a Brett Mailey and a Matt Waldman, you read every word and you are better for it. You know, reading is an art. I can't be sitting there preaching to my sons. You need to read, and it's going to get you better and not do it myself. So when this guy showed up in a podcast form, and I was like, oh, he has a podcast too. And I just loved his personality, but from afar, then to have him come in to your life, it's no joke. We talk life and we talk football, and he's always in our corner here at TTNL. He loves Shane, loves the whole premise. In fact, he's on the record. Sorry, Kenneth and Shawn, saying this is his favorite show in all of podcasting and shows. He's Matt Waldman.
Once we hit April 1st, we told you all that TTNL was going into overdrive with our 2021 NFL draft coverage to get you all ready. When we flipped the calendar, there was only one man for us to call to help us kick off our NFL draft talk. The rookie scouting portfolio creator has set it all up for you to help get you prepared for the draft. You won't find another more comprehensive NFL draft guide out there. Hopefully, Matt sent one over to Collaboration Headquarters at Hallis Hall for Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy to use. Bears fans, TTNL fans, you are now on the clock. And with the first pick of the 2021 NFL Draft, TTNL Network selects Matt Waldman.
There he is.
Man, happy birthday. But I got to tell you, those pictures you guys found, like digging up, and like I should leave some stuff off the internet. That's all I know.
Listen, you're a hard guy.
Waldman's like, these fuckers are taking me #1 overall. It's the same guys that took fucking Mitch Trubisky #2 overall just a handful of years ago.
Yeah, and I was just a little far south of him growing up, so you know. But I guess Cleveland has Wild Thing, and I guess Chicago had to top that somehow. I don't know.
Matt, I thank you so much. We got Kenneth Davis from the Under Center podcast, Shawn Sierra, the superback from Shawn and Maya in Sports Zone Chicago every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Shawn, 9 to 12. I appear every Friday on this man's show. Great people here, family. This is my guy, Matt Waldman. I'm trying to put everybody for collaborations. Kenneth does his show, everybody. There's no better guest to have when talking the draft than this guy. He's already preparing for 2022, this guy, Matt Waldman. What's up, brother? How are you tonight?
Well, listen, man, happy birthday. I know that like
you.
everybody in the world said it to you, but I mean,
is it Phil's birthday?
Is it his birthday? Really? Did he get his licks? Did the kids get the spanking machine out? Or
we got to get a punch. Do I get punched? I can't believe I'm 48, to be honest. I'll keep it 100 with you guys. I don't feel it, but I am. And it's
Phil woke up to a text this morning from me. It said, "What? Happy 48th, motherfucker! You don't look a day over 46." That was the way we started. That was the way we started off our day.
Great line. That was a great line. That was a great line. Listen, I don't want to keep anybody waiting in the chat. Tonight's a celebratory night. We got a lot of stuff going on. Real quick, let me say this. Go ahead, Jackal. I said it real quick. Real quick. Yes, real quick. We got a big night tonight. We're raffling off my seat on the show. We just didn't hand it over to Kenneth Davis or Matt Waldman or Shawn or Adam. We said, let's let the fans have an opportunity to do what they love. They love this show. We got people tailgating.
Ain't nobody
in the
talking.
chat.
This is my fucking show next week.
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody.
It's going to be, I'm going away finally, Matt, with my beautiful wife. Every one of us knows here, if you don't have a good woman in your life supporting you and being there for you, you can't do this shit. And it's 100% true. I'm not blowing smoke. I'm not trying to get some ass tonight. I'm just keeping it 100.
I'm pulling that clip and sending it to staff literally right now.
That's probably watching right
whole
now.
week to worry about getting that.
Can you not? Listen, you want a key to a happy marriage, you got to keep it 100 and you got to laugh. You got to make jokes. You got to laugh. That's what this network, like my wife has influenced this network. Cool Kennedy has influenced this network. Kenneth Davis has influenced this network. All of Matt Waldman and Shawn Sierra have influenced. In my brain, it's working nonstop. I can't help it. And I want to bring the best quality and I want to stand for something. And if we don't stand for the fans that support us, we ain't doing it right. And if you ignore them, if you talk down to people, I don't get down with that. If you're a bigot or a racist, we just kick you out. We're not trying to make money. We're trying to create something positive in this world. And my wife was the one who had that vision and said it to me. You're going to be better off. And that's my little piece here, because you three gentlemen on top of Shayne, I mean, there's no better person.
That didn't sound weird at all. That was the fucking part.
What is it? Is it movie?
Listen,
play Greg Bragg's birthday thing again, right there.
Waldman's like, what the fuck did I
No, as my buddy Gene Bramall would say, it's only weird if you make it weird.
This convention here is called the Cobb Quickie. Hands down the easiest way to butter your corn on the
Said maybe that.
Yeah.
Listen, real quick. Go ahead, Kathy. And then
nothing. I gotta go record, so I gotta jump out of here in a second.
No problem.
Nice to meet you, Kenneth.
Let's get
nice to meet you too.
Listen, Kenneth, before you go, your final thoughts as camp opens up. Who's the one guy you're really excited about? Obviously, Justin Fields is easy. So give us somebody else that you're really going to be interested in watching as we get to camp.
Tevin Jenkins.
Oof.
There you go. That's it. You could walk off. You just drop
keep
the
on
mic.
Kissing Phil's ass. Right?
I didn't even know. I
Kissing his ass.
I mean, and I was gonna say this. I don't know if it's gonna be positive or negative.
Right.
So I was gonna say he's my most intriguing.
Yeah.
He's my most intriguing because of how important it is for.
He better be good.
About left
You're
side. Yeah.
damn
So I'm gonna be looking at is he getting his ass ate up or not? I guess.
I'm
or if he on
excited.
top of Shayne, if he gets on top of Shayne.
I was going to let that one go.
I may as well join in on the lyrics.
It's phrasing, as Bullets would say, my boy. Listen, God, thank you so much for jumping on. I don't want to get in trouble with all these wives. Jesus,
No, you
I
good,
thought
you
I'm
good.
a good person. I'm coming from a good place. Tell her that.
She knows. Actually, knows. Actually,
Okay.
So it's not even a problem, man. But
Let me
listen,
real quick.
happy-
Did you see the rookie Tevin Jenkins video?
the?
No, I haven't.
Oh, you got to check.
That was emotional.
Dude,
Yeah,
I
that was
cried.
Really
I'm raising my hand. I got emotional for Tevin.
Yeah.
I didn't know the whole.
His mother passed away at what? 33 years old.
33 years old. Tevin's crying in it. His
Yeah.
father,
single dad.
Oh, single dad raising him, and the mom's fan. You got to check it out, Bears fans. If you haven't seen it, you know I'm very hard on the Chicago media, and hopefully I was one of the reasons to get Tulicki out of there because they need to do a better job covering our football team and giving these intimate, empathetic moments that you get to see what Matt Waldman wanted to know about Ernest Biner. I wanted to know about Walter Payton. I wanted to know more and more. That's what a football fan wants. Shawn, I'm sure the same with you. So to see these stories and allow them the opportunity to be closer to the fans is awesome. So go check that out. They did a really great job. Thank you, Kenneth. I really appreciate jumping on the show.
Happy birthday, man. Enjoy your vacation, too.
Thank you, bro. I really appreciate it. I love you, man. Thank you so much.
You too, man.
Thanks, Kenneth.
Hey, Shane, it'll be on Facebook, Shane, but happy birthday coming up to you too, man.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
He's Kenneth Davis Under Center podcast. Tomorrow he'll have one out for you. Go check that out on iTunes.
And that Davis.
And
that Davis show is dropping tomorrow.
Yes. How's
so
my
go
boy
follow that
doing?
on YouTube. Ryan's doing good. He's texting me now. He's waiting. He's waiting in the StreamYard for me right now. I'm like, hey, I gotta holler at Phil, man. I gotta
let him go.
Shane. All right, guys. You all have a good one, man. Be safe.
Thanks, brother.
Listen,
all right, Kenny.
He's the best.
KD.
Thank you, Kenneth. Kenneth Davis, Under Center podcast. Listen.
Who's that guy? Oh, we got rid of Phil? No.
who's pressing button? There he is.
There he is. It's Waldman's guy. Cars.
Waldman's guy. Cars.
I couldn't miss the birthday show, so let me start this off right. Hold on. Let me do this the right way. Elena, happy birthday tomorrow. I know this is a show all for you. This has nothing to do with Phil, so happy birthday to my sister tomorrow.
Yep.
Wait, that's not what this is about?
Happy birthday.
No?
This is the Phil show.
Oh, no, this is the TTNL show.
Oh.
It just happens to fall on my birthday. And
shit, this just got awkward really quickly. I'm sorry.
It really did. You brought.
I'm not going to let it slide, but I mean, we'll just keep rolling with it. But yeah.
Cars, thank you for coming on. In all honesty, you're one of the great parts of this network that stands out. You are our math guy. You are the stat guy, and you are the dry sense of humor guy. You could bring the life out of a room in 1 second, just like
that's what I do. Let's make it awkward and let's get it there really quickly. That's how I roll.
Listen, I'm going to go around the room, ask everybody the same question here. When you look at the Chicago Bears, let's stay with what we were talking about with Kenneth, and we'll start with you, Shawn. Who's the guy you're looking at, that under the radar, could be whatever, that you're most excited about as training camp opens up?
It's a little. It's going to be surprising.
Yeah,
Anthony Miller.
Okay.
I want to see how he reacts. He's already been put on notice that he was being offered, and he was on a trade block. His wide receiver coach, told him we don't need you. They brought in a couple of veterans from the outside. They drafted another wide receiver this year. They may give Javon Wims and Riley Ridley some looks. What is he going to do? How is he going to react? Is he going to fold up tent and pout like a little bitch, or is he going to say, "Hey, listen, life is competition. Let me get my act straight because my NFL career could be on the line here, and I want to see. I want to see how he reacts." We saw how Kyle Fuller reacted some years ago. Kyle Fuller just went out to become one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL, and now it's his turn. What's he going to do? You're gonna step up. You're gonna step up, or you're gonna crumble. We're gonna figure it out. And that's what I want to see.
That's a great choice. Let's go around here and talk about it. From afar, here's a guy that was on the trading block, Matt. He obviously got into some scuffles after being warned. You don't see George McCaskey call out a goddamn player to save his life. For him to mention that he was disappointed in Anthony Miller, all signs were a go that he was going to be gone. Matt,
your thoughts on Anthony Miller. You know, you saw him coming out of Memphis and were pretty high on the guy, right? If I remember.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as a player on the field, you have someone who, at least from the college perspective, was able to, earn separation, make difficult catches, get yards after contact. The book on him was that he was a worker and that he was someone that really wanted to get better. So it seemed promising for him as a pro. But here's the thing: the transition from college to NFL is tough, not only from the athletic, gap standpoint, because there are, when you're playing in the conference that he was playing in, certainly there are NFL athletes in that conference, but they're not like 11 on each team, So, and even if there are, they're not, those guys don't have NFL level concepts or reaction times and recognition to the things that they're going to see in the pros. They have to develop. But also the biggest factor is how do you deal with your confidence and your ability to work through adversity the first time you encounter it when you're getting paid money and the public, because, when you have a down year in college, certainly you're going to have some moments where people get on your case, especially in the college town and in the media. But in the NFL, you make a bad play and it's magnified even more than it is in the college game, unless it's like a bowl scenario. So when you look at that, I think for him, he's probably gotten frustrated. And oftentimes these guys, when they encounter that level of frustration or failure in the thing that they're known for best, being this young, it's a lesson to learn. And it's a difficult lesson to learn. And it seems like he's had difficulty dealing with that. So is he going to be able to grow up and have that moment where he looks at this potential trade as maybe a near career death experience and be able to come back from that? Or is it going to be something where he's just not going to be able to overcome it? And so for me, that's going to be the big question: is can he mature? And that's the thing off the field, because on the field he can play. I think everyone knows he can play physically and what he can do technically. But what he's missing is that he's just not putting it all together. And usually that's because you're overthinking due to either not being prepared or you're not confident in what you're doing because of some failures and letting that get in, kind of getting in here and not being able to work through it.
As a rookie, he came out and had 7 touchdowns, Matt. And it's a great point when you're talking about him coming out with a label as a worker and stuff like that. Came out as a rookie, 7 touchdowns. The Bears were on fire. They went to the playoffs. That the arrows on both sides of the ball were pointing up. Matt Nagy, coach of the year. I just think part of it was a culture thing, because you saw after that 18 season, when they went to the playoffs, the Bears came back in training camp. The whole motto was, guys, go out in training camp, just don't get hurt. We're not gonna play. It was like everything was just assumed that Mitch was automatically going to make that next step. Matt Nagy was going to take that next step. Anthony Miller didn't have to go out and work his ass off in the offseason because he had 7 touchdowns as a rookie. The whole organization just assumed that next step was going to be handed to him, and it wasn't. You saw it on week 1 versus Green Bay in that season. They couldn't even score a touchdown.
He struggled mentally.
Yeah.
He talked. Go ahead. When he was missed, he checked out, right? Like his biggest thing is
throw his hands up in the air and it was over.
Throw his hand and that would stick to him. When he ran a route and he felt he was open and it wasn't going his way, like that got in his head. And I think to Matt's point, that's the other part of this game. You're not the most talented guy. Like every play is not going to come to you. You're not getting 200 targets in a season. So you're, like in Memphis, you were the only real guy that they were going to throw the ball to. That's not the case anymore. Exactly. And he seemed to really mentally struggle with that.
May I add one point with this?
Sure.
It's just there's a lot of times where young guys, when they get in the league and they do well initially, they think they've made it.
Yep.
And then they don't realize it's that the margin of error gets tighter and tighter to become great at what they do. And I think for him, that could be that possibility. And very rarely, I heard this story once from a friend of mine who was in the 49ers locker room Frank Gore's rookie year. And Frank Gore was on a pretty bad 49ers team where they had some real talents, including a guy like who's who was a former Bear, and Brandon Lloyd, who I think if there was a catch artistry competition,
you ain't kidding,
he would
man.
he'd be Picasso. Right. I wish the NFL had like an NBA version of like a acrobatic catch contest, because
that's a great idea,
dude. We'd call it the Brandon Lloyd Invitational if you ask me. But the thing is that Brandon Lloyd had other things going on too off the field that sometimes are just unfortunate things. But there were guys in that locker room that I ever heard during a loss that they were more focused on what they were doing that night, what their plans were off the field, what kind of hobbies that they were engaged in. And Frank Gore, literally as a rookie, got so angry that he literally, as a rookie in the locker room, yelled at the locker room after the game and was crying, yelling at the locker room after the game, explaining how this is not how this is supposed to be. This isn't what he had expectations for, whether he was a rookie or not as a pro. And you understand why Frank Gore is still going to be in the league probably this year too, even as a free agent right now, and still playing the level he is. But it's that mindset, the fact that guy was teaching tape for NFL players for all these years, despite basically having 2 ACL tears and being a fraction of the unbelievable, unearthly player he was before those 2 ACL tears at Miami. A guy that literally the former Miami coach who coached at Oklahoma State and recruited him said he was the best high school back I ever watched. And I recruited Barry Sanders and Thurman Thomas, So, that just tells you the mindset that it takes. This is a guy who overcame basically someone saying, yeah, you're not going to be one of the great physical talents of all time anymore. We're going to rob that of you. And he still has the career that he has.
Yeah. So incredible stuff.
Yeah.
Miller, I was annoyed with him because of the fact that he came out and he was satisfied. And that really pisses me off as a player and as a former coach. You know what? When you get satisfied with what you got, then it's taken away from you easy, because you're getting better, you're getting worse. And the fact that I don't feel, and of course I wasn't there with his workouts, I don't feel he had. Remember, he came out with it. I got that Memphis grind. That was his whole deal. I'm used to fighting for it. Well, it didn't seem like he had that Memphis grind anymore. And to date myself, he didn't have that eye of the tiger anymore. All right, he felt he had made it. And the thing that you asked Jerry Rice, Jerry Rice said he was competing every year. He said there was somebody coming to take my job. He said, and it didn't matter if at my first year, my second year, my third year, my 37th year in a God blessed league. He said, I came in trying to win a job. He said, and to me, that's what players don't do nowadays. Yeah. I think that once they get that money and they think they don't. Here's the thing. They don't realize how finite and how short the NFL life is, because your contracts are not guaranteed. So when you're cut, you're done. And, it's not baseball. It's not basketball where your contracts are guaranteed. When you're done, you're done. And to me, if you get a bad rap about not being a person, why do you think people couldn't trade for him? I think part of it was because the people saw, and the rumor about him was that he just didn't work the last couple of years. And you got to get back on that. You got to get the more success you have, the more work you got to do. The more success you have, the more work you got to do. Hell, Tom Brady got kicked out of a fucking park during COVID because he's playing fucking catch, timing up his receivers. He's like, fuck COVID. I got a Super Bowl to win. And the cops had to kick him out. That's a guy who could do whatever the fuck he wants. And what's he doing? He's breaking laws so him and his receivers can get better timing. And that's what happens with a lot of guys. Anthony Miller needs to look himself in the mirror and say, do I want to be an NFL player for a long time? Because if he does, then there's a lot of work he's got to do, because he is unbelievably talented. Yeah, but he is. Does he have the mindset? Right now, I don't know.
I think it really speaks to the culture that they were in, because I think the entire organization just relaxed. I mean, everything was about, the 100 years. I mean, if you went to any of the events in Chicago for the 100-year anniversary, the only thing that was missing was the Lombardi Trophy, because that's how they were partying. And I'm like, we didn't even beat the Eagles in the playoffs. And it was like they had won the Super Bowl. And not to repeat myself, but there was a lot of assumptions. not just with Anthony Miller. Oh, next year's going to be, I had 7 this year. I'm going to have 12 next year. Mitch is going to be better. That's going to make my life easier. Matt Nagy says, hey, don't get hurt in preseason. You guys sit. And that's an organizational failure.
I couldn't have said it any better.
Shawn, to your point, hold on 1 second. Shawn, to your point though, like who's one of the hardest working wide receivers outside of Jerry Rice? That's Terrell Owens. He played until he was 37 years old. His last year, he still almost had 1,000 yards, right? If you put that work in, you take care of yourself, you do this, you can play at a high level for a long time. You're not going to get by on just talent. You have to be great with your hand placement when you're fighting off jams. You have to be very good with your footwork. This is a constant thing. You are constantly fine-tuning your craft. And the second you stop, you're done. To your point, you're done. And people, like, if you don't have multiple 1,000-yard seasons, people aren't going to look your way again. They're going to draft a guy in a second, and a third, and a fourth round, and they're going to take a flyer on somebody else that hasn't already, that's hungry still.
And Andrew's going to be a lot cheaper. Just keep it real.
Yeah. Let me put a bow on Anthony Miller and say that everybody here said it really well, and I think it boils down to ego. If you allow that ego and your family and your crew and all of those people to soup your head up to the extent where you're throwing your hands up in the air while Cole Kmet is running with the football behind you because you didn't get the football, that is on the coach, that is on the organization to sit his ass down. People don't like that. Fuck them. Because you know what? You don't understand what you're trying to do is win. Once that ego gets shut down and stifled, if you love the game, that shit'll never happen again on my watch. And I'm calling out Coach Nagy and Coach Furry because it happened more than once. More than once. You want to talk about a 6-game losing streak that you're going to promote and say, we got out of it. We turned it around. How about you watch what those players were doing and handle your business so that shit will never happen again. So somebody like Frank Gore doesn't, a rookie like Justin Fields now in Frank Gore's spot that comes into this locker room and sees these motherfuckers, whatever. That ain't the culture you want. That gives me pause. There is a big question mark on Anthony Miller, Shawn, and you knocked it out of the park because I'm right there with you. How does he answer the bell when the chips are down? Are you humbled because they were going to trade you? Or are you going to be that pouty bitch in the corner that says, hey, it's my job. I earned this. No, Darnell Mooney, all of these other guys better come around. Anyway, Matt Waldman, is there somebody in this on this football team that you're excited about? Obviously, Justin Fields is the easy option. So we're going to ask you somebody else that you have. It could be anybody else on the roster that you're excited about or want to see.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how fast Khalil Herbert can acclimate because given the fact that and this may seem a little out there because Damian Williams has a 1-year deal. He was signed as a free agent. We know what he can do as a receiver. We know what he can do in the passing games, a third down back, as well as what he can do even as a 2-down player when need be. But with Cam Akers getting hurt, I just did a piece on Cam Akers at Football Guys today and the Rams depth chart and talking about the variety of things that they need answered in training camp to decide if they're going to add a player, which they probably will because they have basically 3 guys who are in their first 2 years, along with Henderson. And then who's that going to be and how does that dictate who's getting, the type, what that tells you about what they need. And what they're probably going to need is pass protection. Mm-hmm. So I think about Damian Williams on a 1-year deal, a little over $1 million, had a $125,000 signing bonus.
Great.
And you think about this, and if Khalil Herbert plays well and Tariq Cohen stays healthy, and then you have Montgomery staying healthy, you still have a team here that has enough depth and versatility that you could say maybe we could dangle Damian Williams to the Rams as a 1-year deal and get more out of him in return than what we might have gotten just having him on the depth chart if Khalil Herbert can play well. And I know Khalil Herbert's on tape has the potential to be good. I mean, I've talked about him as a Dalvin Cook starter kit because of the way he moves. It's more stylistically than talent. I mean, the talent, you're going to have to see the acclimation, but he has that curvilinear movement, that ability to really bend around angles. And that's an efficient way of being able to cut downhill and work around defenders, which means that you can set up blocks and really scrape up against them tightly and kind of hide around defenders as you're pressing and cutting back. He does have the hard cut ability, but he's also a guy with the burst and speed. He broke a lot of tackles at Virginia Tech for a quote unquote smaller to medium sized back, at that level. So, for me, he's a guy that I just think if he has a good start and shows that he can acclimate in pass pro and they feel good about everything else they have, Williams could be that guy.
I love that choice. Herbert, to me, we broke him down, me and my father with Berlissimo, and there's so much to like about this young back. Shawn was supposed to be on that show, but we kept having to put it because of technical stuff. But Herbert, I'm with you there. You look at this whole roster, the running back room is really crowded. And with the Pence, a history of Nagy with not running the ball, and then somehow having this affiliation, this affection for Cordero Patterson in critical situations, who's not a vision runner, not a zone scheme runner.
He's not instinctive at all.
He's not instinctive at all. Here you got this young buck coming in here like a bowling ball, has great balance, got more speed than you think he does, and runs with instincts, and is totally a zone vision back. I compare him to a young Dave Meggett and a little bit of Michael Westbrook with the ability to get skinny in those holes and find creases. He's going to be exciting. Tariq Cohen walking around limping. You got to be nervous about that. So Williams, Cohen, how that handles itself is going to be interesting. But I love the reality of already setting the table for a possible trade. Again, we didn't have preseason games last year, so we didn't get to see how these guys performed. We're big proponents over here, right here. Let me grab my chain. I got to rock my chain of performance over politics. The Keepin It 100 pop chain. Let's play the best players, Matt. If it's Khalil Herbert, if Tevin Jenkins goes in there and sucks, then you don't just play him because you drafted him high. You play the best. That's really what we hope, and I love that choice. Cars, you want to talk about Herbert?
Well, I expect a lot more out of this running back room because it's probably the best running back room we've had since they've been here. Because I think we've all agreed that Cohen isn't a true running back, right? He's kind of this hybrid wide receiver. And so they've tried to make it work with these other guys. So to a degree, I agree with Matt, but I think Damian Williams is going to be extremely important to this team because I think you can't to do the 30-40 run games, right? We just don't see those out of running backs anymore. You need to kind of do this by committee. If you look at what Cleveland does with Chubb and with Hunt, right? Like one of the best running 1-2 punches. None of those guys put up 200 carries, but they got almost 400, I think, or it was like 380 or something ridiculous between the two of them. So I think that guy is extremely important. And if Herbert does step up, I think he's a lock for the team because of his return ability, and anything else that he gets you on top of that is huge. I'm looking forward to see him because he is a little different, right? Like he's got some escapability, he's got some speed, but he also doesn't run for the sidelines every time.
Right, exactly.
He'll stay in bounds. He'll
got
look
a
to
little
make
Thomas Jones in him.
Yeah, and so that's what I'm really looking forward to see.
I can't agree more. Obviously, Ryan Nall's been here. He's been a guest on this show. I'm interested to see this whole backfield play itself together there. It is exciting finally, because I really do believe, as I said at the top of the show, this is a championship roster. How they use the personnel, how decides to play defense. All of these things are going to define, because let's just say, as we sit back, tip of the hat, Ryan Pace, you addressed the needs You addressed the weakness. You got rid of the culture of the offensive line being soft as puppy shit. You got rid of Leno, and you changed the attitude. How you as a head coach handles David Montgomery, who I believe is an elite back. My father said today, he's like, Philip, I know I was in the moment the other day on X's with the O's, but I really believe what I said. David Montgomery could be the best running back in the entire league. And that is what I truly believe in, watching him and his instincts and his toughness and his work ethic. He's just not being used right. I respect my dad. He wasn't blowing smoke when he said that. A lot of people are, what? But listen, the tape never lies. You hear me talk about him all the time and how fired up I get. So Herbert and him, those type of attitude backs, I'm going to be interested to see Damian Williams. Shane and I talked about it. You kind of get worried because Matt gets lost in the sauce. So I would be all in for a trade. But Tariq Cohen becomes this wild card because his contract is a certain way. And you know how I feel about
Well, his
that.
extension kicks in. And I agree with
He's
Cars.
got to be the team.
Yeah, I think he's going to be on the team. And
Imagine like you suck or you're worthless to a push of a playoff run, but you got to be on the team because I hate that.
He's coming off the ACL, and I mean, let's be honest, it goes beyond football with Tariq. His twin brother, was killed in a horrific manner, a couple of months ago. I was happy for him to see that, he just announced, him and his fiance, that they're having a baby. So I mean, getting a little bit of positivity in his life.
Boy, right? A boy.
Yeah, it is a boy, but he just doesn't look at this point. What are you, a little over 9 months off the ACL? He does not look great even walking. So to me, that's a pretty big issue.
Not good, Matt.
Yeah, it's that part of it is, but you saw the Bears address it to Waldman's point. Damian Williams, and they go out and they probably didn't expect Herbert to fall to the 6th round. And got him there, and then they a guy that I'm not going to discount. I know, Phil, you're not a huge fan, but C.J. Marable, a guy that they brought in as a UDFA. You're going to have spots on the practice squad at the very least, to add these guys to the roster. And Marable is a guy that can do some things for you. But
Ryan Pace fucked up in giving Tariq that fucking deal.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know what you saw in the roster to say,
he was like the 1 or 2 kind of speed difference maker guys that we have. So because again, it's a pace thing. You fail at a draft pick, you don't do things, so you kind of overspend in free agency or on certain guys to go kind of patch that mistake. He's miscast as a running back. He's a slot guy, right? Like that's really where he's best.
I think that was their plan. If he's healthy and playing this year, I think he's going to be their slot guy.
My belief.
Totally
He's a slot guy.
Yeah, he's the thing the issue that we're having to say that Matt Nagy has constantly misused people. We started off with when he first got there. Remember Phil and Jordan Howard. That was my first red flag, and I was like, I don't like this guy. He's a misuse because he wasn't your type of running back. That doesn't mean he's not a good running back. And he just totally abused it or just neglected Jordan Howard when you could have used him to your ability to hit to the best of his ability until you got the kind of running back that you wanted. But he didn't do that. And so there seems to be a lot of people out of place. Cordell Patterson, Javon Wims. There's just a lot of people on his offense who aren't being used.
Riley Ridley.
Ridley. Yeah, I never got to see him because allegedly
every time he's in there.
Yeah, there's
Tyler Bray on the fucking roster, 7 years.
So
Tyler Bray,
his ability
experience.
He's he's really got to do some self scouting, and hopefully, because they do say they self scout, but it's gonna rear its ugly head.
Year, Sean.
Yeah,
Matt,
Ryan Pace took the spotlight off of him.
To the point, it kind of seems like they did self scout this offseason to me.
Did. That's what I said. They did now, but listen. Guys, all of us are going to be back on the show like that, breaking this coach down. How he uses situational football. I can count in my head games that the coach lost the game for us. Like PFF's not going to tell you that. Oh, no. But speaking of Jordan Howard, it's 4th and 1. You're against Green Bay. You kick a field goal, you give them an opportunity to go down and win. You go for it on 4th and 1 at their 22-yard line. If they go down and score because they stopped you, then they fucking earn that. But you go out there, call timeout, challenge it. Jordan's getting this ball. We get the first down. The game's over. You win. But instead, situationally, he fumbles. And that's the reality. And if you remember, there should have been a challenge in the spot. How many games has he forgotten to challenge a spot? Forgotten to challenge a turnover? Whoever the fucking guy is, Matt.
Upstairs
that calls down to the coach. Hey, coach, we need to challenge. You know, your boy on the show, the pick is Justin Fields. I need to be that guy in Matt Nagy's ear. Challenge this, please. It looks like a turnover. Like somebody that knows the game of football needs to help Nagy out. The same guy has probably helped Lovey.
Well, if it doesn't happen, then you probably can have that as damning evidence that he doesn't listen to enough people. Because really, one of the biggest problems you hear, and I've talked to a number of quarterback coaches or position coaches, and one of the biggest complaints that they have from a standpoint of guys who are outside the NFL who coach players at the college, NFL, and high school level is that one of the biggest challenges that NFL coaches have is that they tend to view players as basically pixels on a video game, and that they have the controller, and that one of the things that where they err is feeling like that they're not matching, as Shawn said, not matching the player to the scheme, or matching the scheme to the player. They're matching the player to the scheme. And as a result of that, you're missing out on the gifts that the player brings, and where you can have some real matchup advantages and play to their strengths. And the best coaches do that. And I think that, but the problem is that the best, you can't have 30 of the best, if there's 32 teams, you can't have 32 best coaches, and that's one of the differentiating factors, unfortunately, is that coaches feel like they've learned a certain way and they're so stuck on that way because now they're first-time coach at the NFL level, and there's so much they have to learn. Yes. And they may have come there because they're a great offensive mind or great defensive mind. And it's so funny because you notice that the guys who are the great minds on a certain level, that's the area where they fail when they get fired. Like Brian Billick having a great offense.
Where Pete Carroll is going right now. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's one of those things that you can look at that and see that what often happens there is that it's a reflection of their failure to be good managers of what they do. They were great specialists who got promoted because the owner says, I want someone from this team, or I want someone from this team who's going to sprinkle that fairy dust of, and it's like, no, they had Randy Moss and Chris Carter. Okay. So I'm sorry.
The biggest problem is the old boy network. And, people get jobs because of the tree that they come from. And that's the issue. I mean, look at the Bill Belichick tree. All the people who've left him to become head coaches have been horrible head coaches.
It's my favorite one.
And they're assholes in the way they deal with people too.
Because they feel they saw that it worked for him, but you're not Bill Belichick. So the biggest, that's part of one of the issues of the NFL is the tree, is the hiring from a tree. Matt Nagy didn't deserve this job. But answer my question. Why isn't Eric Bieniemy getting a job? Because of Matt, he's actually called more games, actual games as an offensive coordinator than Matt Nagy has, but yet he can't get a job. But
they're better at work. They're better at working the loopholes of the system they created to be able to get him an interview, but not hire him.
Yeah. Because he's part of the Rooney. He's a Rooney Rule guy. All right, just so make sure you go interview him because he's black, and we got to have a black head interviewer because it's the head coach. It's the Rooney Rule. But thank you, but no thank you. But you give Matt Nagy a job, a guy who called 5 or 6 games, and then
never been a blown
head
coach.
Get blown out in the playoffs. Come on,
never been a head coach on any level, but yet you're a head coach for the Charter franchise. I've said this from Jump Street, and Andy Reid. Let's just be honest. Andy Reid has had his warts for years. So
look at his Philly career. Look at Andy Reid.
He has great personnel in Kansas City. Anybody worth any type of football can go in there and really call plays there. So don't sell me on a Matt Nagy or anybody. I need to know the man. I need to know the man. I know Mike Tomlin could coach football. I know that. I watch who that guy is. You like him, love him, or hate him. You can't put politics over the performance. If you do that, you're lost. You're lost. And that's why if you might not want to hear it, but there is a lot of racism and bigotry in the NFL. We've known it for years. We at this network, and Matt, you've spoken out as Shawn, you have, and all of us here, me and Cars and Shane. Yeah, we don't tolerate that. It's unfortunate. We're here with Matt Nagy. We have to see how he handles it. You know, for Mike, he's over racism. Like, he doesn't want Mike in the chat, you know, I'm over it. I'm over it. But the reality is, if you can't handle the truth, it's never going anywhere. There's sexism too. There's sexism too. The first gay football player came out this year. That makes people uncomfortable. You know, say whatever it is you want about that football player. For him to do that, I salute that. Who do you give a fuck what he does? Like,
hold on, Mike. One black guy being a head coach doesn't mean that racism doesn't exist.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, you have to listen to the players. Where are guys wanting coaches right now? They want them on the offensive side of the ball. Exactly. When you look at any coaching staff, aside from an Eric Bieniemy, what color are most of the guys that are getting those opportunities to be coordinators, positional coaches on the offensive side of the ball? Right? That this isn't like one person doesn't all of a sudden be like, hey, this is gone. This is no longer an issue. That's too simple.
We have a black president. Racism's done.
It's over. It's over. Fly the banner. Fly the banner. Too many
people are on your phones filming shit instead of standing up for shit. If someone says something, do something about it. That's my attitude to it. I don't back down from nobody. In fact, that's how I was raised. We talked about it today. Me and my father were talking. I go, you raised me right, Dad. You told me to see people for who they are. Love everybody until you see who they really are. If they don't half of my friends in my town that I grew up with, teammates, I'm just saying half. I didn't get a text from them. I didn't get this kind of love that I got from Matt Waldman first thing in the morning, from Shane or Shawn, not saying happy birthday when he came right on the show. I didn't get any of that. But the reality is, that's my truth. People have to get to the point where we see things for what they are. And if you don't like what you're hearing, maybe you need to look in the mirror, because we've changed a lot of people's perspective on this network, and we will always stand for that kind of truth. It's never going to go away.
And to piggyback to Shawn's point, the Rooney Rule still exists. And there have been, I can't remember the coordinator that was the defensive coordinator at Minnesota. He was always considered the Rooney Rule guy, right? Like, there are token interviews that are happening just to check a box. They aren't even being considered. Right. And these guys have to go through these motions and do it just at the outside chance that they can win it, but they have to know that they don't. The Rooney Rule still exists and is enforced. It's a terrible rule because it's actually not forcing sort of any action.
Right.
It exists for a reason. These things aren't happening. Two people like in charter franchises, right? It's Tomlin and it's Lovey. You look at every other charter franchise. You look at all these other things. Like, where is it? If you look at the field, the coaching staff and the player lineup doesn't look the same. And it's ridiculous.
Listen, you could throw out all the black coaches, there was a Hispanic coach that won a Super Bowl with the Raiders.
Yep.
And he couldn't even get in the Hall of Fame. When you look at his Fontes, his record, he belonged in the Hall of Fame. It works both ways. But the reality is, look at the person. I'm not saying you got to go hire a African-American coach or a Hispanic coach. I'm just saying
you have to actually want to interview them. You can't be forced. It has to be a desire.
Like I said,
Tom Flores.
Mike's just, he's not
It's fine. He
I
won't see the problem in his own way of thinking.
Exactly.
But you still have to call it out on this show.
No. I
That's
get
what we
it.
do.
I get it. You can't
Listen. It's a part of it. I live and I see it, and I will not tolerate it. And I think we all should not tolerate it ourselves. You know what? If you see it and you don't do anything, you're just as bad. You're just as bad. You're just as bad. I'm sorry if that hurts your feelings. But if you know in your gut, like my father was, we were talking about neighborhoods. I knew in a certain neighborhood, I felt a certain way. I better get out of that neighborhood or that area, like a haunted house. I feel a fucking ghost. Have you ever felt a ghost? I'm dead ass serious. I go, there's something ain't right here. I leave. I don't test that water. I leave. Same thing though. On another level, when you see something, you can't leave. When you see something wrong, you need to step up and stand up for that. That's just this show is more about life, fun, laughter, and everything as well. The bears are the sauce, Matt. The bears are just the olive oil and garlic and onion cooking there at the bottom. Everything else, the tomatoes, the basil, the sugar. I'm giving you the whole family recipe here if you're thinking But listen, I know we've kept you guys on, Shawn and Matt Waldman, two of my favorite people on this planet. And without technology and the things that we have in our lives today, this show, I would never know them. But I am a better person for talking to Matt Waldman. And I am a better person.
Sweet.
The pick is Justin.
It is Justin Fields, by the way. The pick is Justin.
Sweet.
I love when Waldman says, sweet. I should have put that on the back of that shirt.
My favorite part of that clip, and I edited it out there, was when Waldman butchered your last name and aced mine. I loved it.
Those are great moments. Those are great moments.
Tashian and Shayne
with
Marsaw.
lotion
I'm like, oh, that's my boy.
Rhymes with lotion. A toe and a shin. You never will forget that. That's how I taught Tate and Devin. A toe and a shin. Ocean. It's Armenian. I found out that Cher is Armenian.
You just always have to remember, when you think Rex Ryan, think toe, right? Yeah. That's the way you got to roll with it. And it's simpler to keep it that way.
Waldman, before we let both of you guys go, unless you want to stay, because we're going to move on to this. We got a raffle for my spa and all this stuff, but I don't want to keep you. But I never want to let anybody go. And I don't want to get in trouble with Shawn's not married, but Matt is, to a beautiful woman. So
well, Mrs. RSP says happy birthday for sure. So
can you please say thank you? Thank you very much from me. I thank you so much for jumping on the show. I want you on the show every week during the season. That's how much I love you, honestly.
No pressure at all.
No pressure.
Well, we appreciate it. Now that I know how to pronounce your last name.
No. Keep it the same way. Keep it the same way, man.
See
nothing wrong.
I don't know how to say his name, but it's before we when do you think Justin Fields hits the field?
I mean, I think probably by mid-October. I think that's probably going to be around the time for him. And again, I probably have less pessimism surrounding the coaching staff's decision to make the right call there about that than maybe you guys, because you follow them every week and think it's going to take longer and we're going to have to see some agony before that happens. But yeah, I mean, I think that's what it is. And Mr. Priest, who asked what's on the board behind me,
yes.
I'll answer it. It's just, I keep track of stuff that I do to study and improve upon my my draft guide and my draft analysis every year. So last year it was the board was completely filled with coaching points from a wide receiver coach that I know, and kind of looked at his work for a couple of years and figured out what to combine with what I was existing doing. So some of that's there, and then there's some there's some chord progressions back there too for some of the music stuff that I practice. So I'm learning some certain blues progressions right now. So that's what's back there.
Are we gonna get you in the studio with Cool Kennedy and me to have you on one of our original songs?
I'm sure we could do that someday.
Yes,
I'm sure we can do that
you
someday.
verified it here. I mean, they're giving verifications. Shane told me to every fucking nerd there is.
They
on
are,
Twitter.
right.
So,
Whoa,
Matt Waldman
let's stop the nerd hate
except
here.
our nerd. Our nerd should be verified. You're the best nerd in the fucking business. That's fair. Matt Waldman, I thank you for jumping on tonight. I love you. Or can you stay? I didn't quite.
Don't
Shane,
put the pressure on him. Don't put the
No, it's okay. I appreciate it, but I definitely have to get going.
All right.
But I do appreciate it, and happy birthday, Shawn. It's nice meeting you. Good seeing you, Matt and Shane.
Likewise, Matt.
See you as well.
Yeah, and you guys take it easy.
Matt,
Thanks,
I
Matt.
love you. You know that.
Love you
I don't
too.
just say this on the show. I really love this guy, just like a brother. Honestly, I feel like he's the older brother I never had. So.
Well, I'm going to have to send the birthday prank then.
Okay, what is that?
Well, one of my friends was at the last one I did. I got in trouble because I think it was I basically, I'll just end it this way. I decided to steal a road barrel, and then I cut it up in about 26 different pieces with a jigsaw, and then sent it from different addresses around the country as a puzzle.
Nice. Very.
Now, the sad part about this is I was a college student when I did this, living in Athens, Georgia, in an efficiency. So I had a couple beside me who was like a family from China with a mother, a son, and a daughter, and they would argue at each other in Chinese at the top of their lungs every morning, and you could hear them through the cinder block wall. And then on the other side was like these two dudes who basically one of them yelled out at 5 o'clock in the morning after they got into a physical fight, "You're nothing but a crack addict, just like me."
This convention here is called.
Exactly. And so, yes. And so I am in the middle cutting things up with a jigsaw that I borrowed from a theater department at the university. And somebody knocks on my door, and I come out with a bandana on with newspaper all over the wall and a jigsaw. And this guy looks scared like I'm Dexter,
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking right away.
Yeah. And I'm just like, nah, dude. I said, it's okay. Let me put the saw down. I'll give you directions to where you need to go. But I'll step outside. I'm not telling you to come on in. So yeah, we'll have to find something in the mail.
You got to get me something of Matt Waldman. I love this guy. Matt Waldman, rookie scouting portfolio. Check him out. Follow him on Instagram. He's a great follow. Obviously, I guess you do most of your work on Twitter. You're a great human being, first of all, and first and foremost, and just a great friend of this network from now on. So let's do it right after the Rams game. I want you on that show that week because I want your analysis. That's going to be a national broadcast, so it'll be perfect, timed up, no pressure. But I want
good.
you.
I'm angry with Sean McVay anyway, so I want to see how this all goes. No, but seriously, we'll do it. And thanks again. I don't want to waste any more of y'all's time. Y'all have a good night. All right.
Waste. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Matt.
Matt Waldman. He's the fucking man. He's such a great dude. He really is. He really
I love that he plays the blues. That's awesome.
That's
blues is one of my favorite.
He went to school, college for music. He got a full scholarship.
Phil, we have to alert
Breaking news.
The masses.
The masses.
Before we add this next
guest.
person who's been sitting in the green room, we want to make sure this dude doesn't hit any fucking buttons. Right? Right, Steven?
I'm not
real quick.
I'm not gonna hit shit. Don't worry.
I'm driving. Oh, it's the biggest draft in Bears history. What's that button do?
I don't give a fuck that he smokes weed. They all smoke weed.
Smoke weed every day.
Yes, that's what Steven's excuse was. He was
Nick
like,
Whiting just texted me and said Steven is a dumbass for doing that.
I'm not going to disagree with that. Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. I got to get the door.
Happy birthday, Mr. President. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, you touch my tra-la-la.
No, I'm sorry, Angelo was still late, but
coming from undisclosed locations, Angelo.
Undisclosed
that's for sure.
I'm going to be up late rectifying all those copyright claims, Steven Johnson.
welcome to my life every week, damn it.
there you go. Steven Johnson, let me just say thank you for your creative birthday. I
Yes,
think
happy
that's your
birthday.
face on another woman. Is that what that was?
That was Angelo.
That was Angelo.
Oh, that was Angelo.
What the hell, bro?
I don't have
told
my
you.
glasses.
You guys could be twins. You guys could be twins, Steven.
What?
Hey, Bex, stop saying smoke weed every day. This is your uncle speaking. Stop saying smoke weed every day. Thank you to all of us for putting that in his head.
Listen, we have some breaking news. That's why Steven Johnson of Shy City Sports is here. Breaking news. The Tape Never Lies Network. Breaking news. Yes, this is your boy Draft Dr. Phil on the birthday eve. Or is it the eve? No, it's the actual birthday show. We got some breaking news here at TTNL. Let me bring my partner in crime into this right here. Obviously, let me remove him real quick. Shane Marsaw, you and I thought long and hard, that's what she said.
Yes.
About adding to this network. And tonight we're going to unveil a new show that's coming to TTNL. We wanted to bring the two cast members on this show tonight. And let's bring them out, Shane, unless you wanted to add something to this.
No, we'll jump right into it.
So we have two new guys, a new show. Hello.
We're starting the
Baba
not
Booyah,
100 proof show starring Steven Johnson, Christopher Jackal.
Proof coming into your lap.
Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Get my sweater vest.
We are dipping. We had Adam Rank on earlier tonight, my buddy. We are dipping into the fantasy world. We are going to start our new fantasy show every Tuesday night, Steven, correct? Give the rundown here. I'll let you two take over here.
Yeah, so every Tuesday night at 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central, it is One Up Fantasy with Chris Jackal and myself. You can see it all across TTNL and Shy City Sports, getting you ready for the fantasy season coming up quick. It feels weird that we're like a month and a half
around
away.
the corner, my man.
It's already in full swing. I think I've already gotten through about 30 drafts already. So, I'm just
makes two of us. We were talking trades today. Rightfully so. We
playoffs.
I think my favorite part is trying to educate you, Phil, in fantasy terminology.
Yeah,
just draft every bear.
Yeah.
No, I won the league with you in it, Jackal. So
I know. I was a commish.
I know how to.
Didn't you draft?
I didn't know
Jordan
anything.
Howard #1 overall one year.
No, that was on a bet.
Yes.
Oh, was it?
That was like, if this happens, I will draft Jordan Howard. So I had to keep my word. It wasn't because that's my fanboy. I don't do that.
Hey,
I did have a rule saying I don't fucking pick a Packer no matter what. I wouldn't draft one of those, and I've done pretty well in fantasy, but I didn't know anything about, legend leagues and all these other things that Steven was.
League of Legends is a video game, Phil.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck. What is it called? Dynasties and all these other leagues.
Yep.
All this stuff. These guys are going to be breaking it down on TTNL. you guys, the fans, you can be interactive with them.
Absolutely.
I trust Steven and Chris Jag. I've known Chris Jaggle. I've competed against him in fantasy. And honestly, I didn't know Steve before Chris. I've known Chris for a long time, and Chris is all about fantasy all the goddamn time, just asking me fantasy. I'm like, I'm cutting
That's
tape.
my wife.
So there's two better guys. They're gonna have guests, obviously, and some fans probably coming on.
Absolutely. You got a lot of stuff you got a lot of stuff in the cooker.
So that's gonna start next week, Tuesday night, July 27th.
6 days. 6 days.
6 days, right
no
here.
Pressure, no pressure.
On TTNL. You gotta love that. We wanted to announce it tonight. It's a big night, and we wanted to make sure everybody knew that we have a new show on TTNL, and it's gonna be a fantasy show. So give Jackal and Steven the hardest time possible.
Please.
You have my permission.
Absolutely.
Come one, come all.
That's
Mark
what she
it down.
said.
Sounds like Jackal's college days.
Good. Hey, that's why I went to 7 colleges.
So yeah. Any other final thoughts before we let you guys go?
Jackal.
I knew it was coming. So I just waited. I just waited.
There's hope, guys.
There is hope for this show. I'm serious. I've seen the open. It's really
Should we
great
play
stuff.
it? We can play it.
Do you have it? I don't see it.
Watch this. I got magic up my hands
Okay.
here. Let's
Oh,
go.
shit.
Here we go. All right. Here we go.
There it is.
Yeah.
That's an impressive little graphic there.
There you go.
You might have spent 3 or 4 minutes on that one, I think.
Got that Tecmo Bowl vibe.
Put it on the
That shit was
refrigerator.
better than Shawn Sierra's. What are you talking about? Come on.
That's two Tecmo type intros this week. I don't know
Yeah.
where
so-
Sean went. Sean bounced.
Yeah,
He said he had to leave.
He had to
he
bounce.
did.
Yeah.
Okay. I texted him. I apologize, Sean. I wanted to send you out the right way. Thank you for coming on, Shawn Sierra. But Steven was really being an asshole in the green room saying, hurry the fuck up. No,
That was kind of messed up.
It was,
I mean, I was surprised. I was like, holy shit,
He's
Steve's
so
coming
salty.
in heavy. Big swinging dick over here.
You hear him? He's like, I got to get up in the morning and eat a gallon of fucking ice cream for breakfast. What are you guys
I'm
doing?
going to press end the broadcast right now.
Hey, I still
guys
got
know who I
access
am?
to it. Don't make it.
You also were a big part of the draft weekend, and we can't ever let it go. Your reaction, Carr, Shane giving up his
Steven's
son.
reaction was very underrated. Cars gets all the love, but Stevens was very underrated. He was totally it was like he went to
I was
the
deer in the headlights.
yeah, it's like he went to a strip club and the lady actually paid attention to him. He's like,
You know me all too well.
Yes. Oh man. You
Oh,
are
that's fantastic.
something. You are.
I'm never going to look at you the same, Steve.
I
I
just-
want you to know that from right here on out.
I
That
hope
is-
you
that is
never look
ruined
at
it.
Angelo the same after the video.
I don't look at Angelo, period. I can't.
He haunts
anymore.
you.
He gives me nightmares. He gives me nightmares.
Listen, this show is all about family. Just real quick, I'll share this, and then we got to move on to the big moments of tonight. But when Shane and I were being recruited after we left the old network and Cars stood by us like a brother does and should, we had all of these people offering us opportunities, money, and big promises, big talk. You know, Shane, I really relied on Shane and Jim Larison, our brother, for their advice, because I know where I am and my best is doing the creative stuff. And Shane is, you know, say whatever it is you want. He's a fucking smart dude. And Jim Larison, there's not a better person that I know. And I'm not just saying that. I'll say it again. Jim Larison had Shane and myself's best interests. So 100%. Saying all that, we met with Steven and Zach, and I came away so impressed with Steven, the human being. Not promising the world, but just promising that he's going to take care of us and do this the right way. And the backgrounds and the graphics and things that Steven has done for TTNL. Again, everybody on the show tonight has had a moment of helping deliver what we believe is something different that a lot of people can hate, and they can fast forward or go to another show or try to imitate. And that is the best form of flattery. But at the same time, if it wasn't for you, Shane, and you, Steven, there is no TTNL Opens and everything we got. So give these guys a shot. Follow Steven at Steven_Roto. Let him know you're 100 crew. You're going to stand by him Tuesday nights.
Absolutely.
What time again? Tuesday nights?
9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central.
9:30
Just in time for the waiver wire. Get your mind right. Come check us out. And
Jack will be all hopped up on meth, ready to go.
2 nights in a row now. I got to do meth 2 nights in a row.
Absolutely.
Tuesday, Wednesday.
Absolutely.
There you go.
You're looking like Goldberg from the Mighty Ducks in no time.
Oh my god! I'm gonna just run to your house right now. Come on, let's go.
You guys, honestly, I feel the love tonight, and you guys deserve it. I'm excited about this, and Steven, you bringing on Jackal and some of our personalities throughout the season. You know, Jackal will be a fixture, but some of the personalities, including Shane and Cars and others in the TTNL world, means a lot.
Me?
And it's a brotherhood. Yeah,
Cars.
you.
What?
Who?
Cars.
Who?
There's hope, guys.
There is hope, Gary Williams.
I won't put you with Braggs. Or we won't put Braggs.
Thank God.
Listen, Adam Ranks already told us he's going to come on your show with you guys, and we're going to set up a TTNL fantasy football league.
Yes, sir.
Real quick, with former Bears players as well as media heads like Adam Rank. Maybe we'll get Matt Waldman in there.
Let's get Kaplan in the mix.
David Kaplan. You want to compete against me? I'm a competitive motherfucker. That's my one thing. No one's going to compete harder than me. I'll never be Anthony Miller.
This also doubles as a list of people you actually asked to host the show before you started.
There you
Bill
go.
came and I'm like, well, I guess we got Steven left.
Well, we're going to have a big, so if you're 100 crew, especially if you're a patron, we're going to have a special league there with divisions and everything for the ultimate Super Bowl with a huge prize. All of that stuff will be covered on their show. And I really appreciate you guys jumping on. I wanted to promote everything. You'll get a lot more of that.
Fucking A. Look at me, man. Look at me. Holy
Where are you?
Listen,
some person's
Jackal
like
is getting a lot of fans.
He's in a tent in Mexico looking for
attic.
Angelo.
I was in an attic. I woke up. Dude, it was wild, dude. I don't know. I was sore. I wouldn't walk straight. I had a funny limp. It was wild, dude.
Listen,
I have no idea what
smash the
happened
like
there.
button.
That went dark real quick. Yeah.
Oh, it was dark. Let me tell you.
Listen, smash the like button. Let everybody know what this network is. Share it. Sharing is caring. Be a friend, as Jackal would say. Tell a friend. Some of you guys just don't step up in the pocket and deliver that. Just do your best. And you guys follow their show. What is it called?
for the listener again?
One Up Fantasy.
One Up Fantasy week every Tuesday night here on TTNL, and that's 365, but how many weeks in a year, Cars? 52?
I cannot confirm nor deny.
Okay.
Yes, there
For what?
52 shows ahead. That's what you got.
50 days till football.
And Steven, as much as we joke, this guy takes this shit very seriously. So you're gonna have to get like Alex H to like massage your shoulders to loosen you up, Steven.
I'll do my best to keep it loose and light and fluffy.
Convention here is called the Cobb.
We have way too many quotes right now. I can't do this.
Cobb Quickie. They must love us. Why aren't they sponsoring us, Steve?
I don't want to get into it, but yeah, I tried to find somebody to reach out to get them sent to us for free, and it didn't work out too.
That sucks.
You guys done the Manscaped read yet?
No, we didn't, Steven.
Oh, there you go. No.
You're supposed to
demonstrate.
We'll get there.
Or we're doing it at shot. We're going to our Steven Johnson. Thank you so much for jumping on tonight. Wishing me a happy birthday. And Chris Jackal, the super producer. Thank you so much, guys. Now we're going on to our next. Do you have anything to say as you leave? Because I don't want to push you off like you shut the show down. That was probably.
Did we get the Matt Waldman treatment? Like we
want
you don't go, but
hey, can we do a song together? Hey, can we do a song?
Phil, happy birthday!
Yeah.
Here, I promise.
Jackal's gone already.
Jackal's gone.
Yeah, he's
Even one more thing we wanted to ask you, real quick. Yeah.
Anyway, that's how we do here.
Sometimes you just have to force it, Phil.
I wish Steven would volunteer to read during the shout outs, but he's shaking his head no.
We have a long way to go, so we better get into it.
Yes, we do have a long way to go. Steven Johnson and Chris Jackal, Tuesday nights, 9:30. It's going to be must-see fantasy. How about that? You guys could clip that and use it.
There you go.
It's the only way you're going to get more viewers than Greg Braggs. No, you'll do that.
There's a lot of ways to get more viewers than that. There's a lot.
Are going to
also, you fuckers forget I also have control of this. Happy birthday.
Well done.
He knows how to play the game.
He does.
That was well done.
I love
Jackal's like, how do I do that?
Just like that, motherfucker.
All right. So now the moment everybody's been waiting for. We have talked about this for a few weeks now. Logan Frost, to be correct, was the guy who came up with this idea to raffle off my seat at TTNL. And I want to say this for transparency. I haven't even talked to Shane about this. I'm making my own decision on keeping it 100. So the goal was really, we have to improve my dad on X's with the O's, because at 100 crew and the Hundo crew, who has a side community of doing positivity.
Did somebody send you this clip, Phil?
No. What clip? Oh,
it's a 1 minute 58 second clip.
Oh, yes, that's exactly where I'm going. So our fans wanted to do something special for my father. So people got it twisted in the game. That's where we were going. So I was like, okay, we'll support that. It's be a fun thing because he does need an improvement and we got to do this. So when I was talking to Alex H, he was like, well, why don't we do this to get your dad? It was a laptop at the time, a laptop. And then the rest, how about we give to the Cox family on the Spencer Strong shout out? I said to Alex, yeah, we're going to do something special for Ryan Cox, but I really don't want it to be misconstrued in any way with Ryan's family and my father type of thing. But it kind of came out that way. And we were in the spirit of keeping it 100. We were going to do this privately, not do a big thing and confuse from fucking hillbillies or whatever. So the reality was, we're going to do this, and then everything's going to go to the Ryan Cox and his wife, his beautiful wife, and everything they're dealing with. So we were going to do it privately, but instead it went out into public, and that's fine. But I'm addressing certain ignorance that came about that affected me, because if you think I'm the kind of guy that sees a situation and wants to gain from it from a friend, then you need to look in the fucking mirror, because that ain't what this is about. This is about positivity. And I'm so excited about this show and about these fans and about people that have stepped up. I've been in front of the camera. Anybody could talk behind it. I don't wear any shades. I don't hide my face, and I speak the truth. I might talk a lot and get guys in trouble with their wives, but the reality is I love the fact that this fan base, the 100 crew and the Hundo crew with a K, are very strong. So that being said, we went about this journey. And secretly, me and my brother Shane wanted to do something very, very special. That's why Shane came up with the title Spencer Strong Shoutouts. This isn't a show about nothing like Seinfeld. This is a show about family. So you saw the t-shirts. You saw that. We set out to raffle off and sell tickets to put towards this, and we were successful. We were successful. And I can't ever thank you fans for wanting to replace me, even though I never want to be replaced.
Fuck out of here.
But tonight, we have gotten the raffle tickets. It's all in, and we are going to bring a special guy, Alex H. He is the captain of the Hundo crew.
Two special people.
Yes, two special. Are we bringing them both out together? Or
well, I wasn't talking about the bald
we
special
have another
guy that's in the green room, but that Alex has a partner in crime with him.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Of course, his wife, Natalie. I was going to say that. No, Natalie is going to be pulling the cards, the raffle tickets out. Let's bring them in. They're in Canada. They're a little blurry.
Hey guys. Hello.
How
are you guys doing?
Alex H. How are you?
Good, man. It was a great show. Been listening. I will say one thing to start off with. The people that criticize you don't know shit. They probably know, even if that's possible, less than Nagy knows about coaching. So that kind of says it all. So we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I just had to address that because it was really in the kindness of your heart that you wanted to do this, and Logan Frost, and really benefit the network as well as a family in need. Somebody we've praised and has been in our corner since the beginning.
Yep.
There's been nobody stronger in support. Well, I can't say nobody, but I would say this guy's been in our corner forever. And I used to call him Professor X, Ryan Cox, and he could tell his story because he's going to be on here soon.
I got a hold of Alex yesterday on the phone. He didn't even know who the hell I was, Phil.
That's a true story. I was on my phone on Monday, so all my contacts are wiped out. So Shane sends me a text like, asking some questions about the raffle. I'm like the raffle's over. Who am I speaking to? He's like, Shane. I'm like, oh my God, what I can do right now?
I'm like, what's going on?
That was so cool. Well, not so cool, but it is now.
No, for me, Alex, that is cool.
Yes.
Like anytime they get put in their place, it is A1 to me. Absolutely.
I hear you, Cars. I hear you.
So we had a bunch of people purchase raffle tickets knowing that the possibility of them doing three things. One, winning the top prize, although you could probably say it's the bottom prize if you is replacing me. The second prize,
being a guest, Phil.
What's that?
If just position it as being a guest. It's not because I'm not gonna put it right out there.
Just for the week.
It's just being a guest on the show and being able to participate.
Oh, wait a minute! I thought this was actually a replacement. This is only for a week. Jesus!
No one sent you the memo, Kane?
Wishful
I didn't
thinking.
sign up for this.
Son
Yes.
of a.
Well,
We're gonna sit in-
if you told you that, Shane, then you wouldn't have any part of it. So we
Yeah,
had to-
that's right.
we had to
That's
trick
right.
you. Sorry about that.
You're gonna sit in on the show, participate all of it. It's gonna be awesome. I'll be in Punta Cana trying to check in, maybe. I don't know, but
No.
Seagasms.
No. No.
Blue water, Shane. Blue water,
The
please.
water is so blue. Gross.
All these inside jokes.
Yeah.
But second prize is going to be a swag package. Shane and I talked.
Alex
about-
knows it all. Let Alex go
Okay,
ahead.
go
and
ahead, Alex.
Run down the list, or let's just jump
No,
right
no
into
problem,
it.
Shane. Like the second prize, to your point, is a sweatshirt, a T-shirt, and a hat. Right,
There
a
you
baseball
go.
cap. So that's the second
TTNL
prize.
hat.
Yeah. The third prize is going to be 3 months worth of Patreon membership, which starts as of August. So August, September, October. And then we've actually, because we've been doing so well with the raffle, it has been decided that a fourth prize is going to be added. And that fourth prize is a hat from TTNL Swag Shop as well.
Okay.
Excellent.
So there you go.
I got you, Shane. I got you.
3 months for free on the patron side. Replace me, a swag gift bag, we'll call that. And then a hat will be the fourth prize. So we're going to pull 4. Let's go from the bottom.
Well, now he's going to pull 4, right?
Can't do it, Alex. You gotta teach Phil the rules about why we can't go from 4 to 1.
Yeah.
Alex, we had this talk also.
Phil, we're going to do this raffle Canada style. Sorry about that, bud.
Go ahead.
So Canada style means you invert it around, right? It's not 4, 3, 2, 1 like you would do in the US, which makes sense. So we're going to do it 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. Okay.
So
There was some logistical issues.
Yeah.
That it needs to be done that way.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be easier. We don't need to get into the
Canada.
We don't need to tell them how the food is made.
Yeah, exactly.
As long as it's got maple syrup on it, right? It's always good. And bacon. Bacon.
Yeah.
So listen, before we get to the raffle, I have to. First of all, the response was fantastic. Shane, do I leave you guys the honors of the total, or?
Well, yeah, we'll wait on it when we bring
perfect.
we'll bring Ryan on, because Ryan's here. Okay. Everybody's going to see Ryan Cox. We'll do the raffle, and then we'll bring Ryan on, and we'll talk about the total while he's here, and he can speak on it if he so chooses.
Right. Yes. So just to quickly then, obviously the participation was amazing. I think 2 things that stood out to me is quality versus quantity. So I would have liked to have seen more smaller donations, perhaps from people that are in the chat that are not necessarily Patreon members. I will say this: the people that did donated in a big way, regardless of the amount, and I'm thankful to them. I just got to give a special shout out to the Hundo crew guys. So as a byproduct of this process, Phil, we've always stated that it's family, right? And I think I speak on behalf of the crew, which I'm hoping is going to grow, right? So we're on a GroupMe Messenger. It's like a messenger text community thing. It's not social media. There's about maybe 20 of us where it started as 10. So we're slowly growing. And then whoever wants to join, whoever has that passion, whoever wants to take that next step. And when I say next step, it's not like we're going to have you in the group and have you donate to every single Tom, Dick, and Harry initiative out there, right? It's whenever you can, whenever you want. But again, it's positivity 1 and generosity 2. So if whenever you want to, that's fine. Now, the original Hundo crew members, AJ Smith, and I've noted these alphabetically, guys. I'm reading this off a chart, so I don't miss anyone this time. AJ Smith, Bears and Cigars, Vito, Bullets, Miguel, Coach Dre, Rafael, Gustavo from Brazil, HL Priest, Josh E, Cameron Baig, Logan Frost, Richard Gordon, and Rick Riggs. That's the original crew, guys.
The original 10 cars.
That's the, there's the Magnificent 7. This is the terrific 10, I guess. The non-Trubisky 10, right? So as a part of this process, we've actually added now, and you've had these people on the show, Chris Price. We've added Eric Thomas. We've added Patreon number 1, Otis Nichols is part of the group.
Otis.
Yeah, Ron Gavrilovich, or Ronnie G, Ryan Crawford, who was also on your shows, Steph Froylan, and Trent Emery. So that is
those
the
guys.
crew membership as it stands right now. I'm hoping that grows. I will say this. We continuously chat. We continuously have positive vibes. If we could bottle it up, seriously, we'd probably put you guys out of business. That's how warm and welcoming it is in that chat. We're all supporting each other, and no matter what. 100 Crew for Life, HK4L is our acronyms, I guess. So it's a really special group.
Hundo Crew.
And even if you don't like me for whatever reason, I don't see why not. But if you don't, there's all these amazing people in this group. Seriously, guys, like you have no idea how good these guys are. We just got Logan on our group messaging after like Gustavo actually got him onto the group messaging after several days of him being in the Philippines, not being able to join. We finally our family is complete for now, but we want to grow our family, right? So
we'll get into all of the logistics.
But just to mention that, so it's as amazing as your show is. I actually, in a different way, prefer the crew because it's completely outside of football, whereas with sprinklings of football discussions in there.
Okay, we're gonna remove you for saying that. Okay. No.
Hey, Shane, can you do that Fox thing there?
We were. Chris Jacko was texting all of us saying nobody pressed that fucking button on him right now because he wanted to. That's the truth behind that. But you guys have a special kindred. But to Jeff's point, nobody's $7 is worth more. That was a great line, by the way, by Jeff. Yeah. Listen, we're here for the raffle, though.
Yes, sir.
These guys have
our beautiful assistant Natalie, and we have a surprise edit. We have a surprise.
Oh, you have a surprise.
Well, we have this little guy here.
Yes.
The Chicago Bear.
Yeah. The original Chicago Bear.
It's the gift that Natalie got me a couple of years back. So he's going to be supervising, kind of like the auditor, making sure that everything's legit.
Got my daughter's haircut.
I know. So,
all right,
you guys ready?
We're doing a Canadian style means you're going to pick the
first
grand prize winner.
Yeah,
all right, here we go.
Right, I'll bring it up.
I wish I had a drum roll, but all I have.
So mixing around.
All I have is Claudio. Hold on.
And I
smoke weed every day.
Thanks for letting me put in my winning name in the hand, slipping it in, so no one noticed that was cool. No, just
all right.
So
make it somebody good, Alex. I got to spend the whole show with them.
Hold it high.
Me and Cars too.
Yeah.
Hold it high because I don't want anybody saying you're peeking. Yeah. And then let Natalie.
I will say this one last comment.
Yes.
It may not look like a lot of tickets, but the donations and the Spencer Cox are not included in this, and that was also a big part of it. So basically, there's, I would think, 1 to 20, 125 chance of winning a prize.
This convention here is called the
Phil Latoshan live from the beach in Punta Cana. I'm going to pick this.
Here we go.
Go.
Time Please be Matt Carstensen. I would love for him to get a chance to talk.
She's gonna pull out a name.
Okay, and the first winner is, read out, Natalie. Or read out the ticket number. Read out the ticket number. See if all the people remember the ticket numbers.
So 0, 6, 3,
3,
3, 4, 6, 3, 9.
Woohoo! And the winner is?
Yes.
Better not be him.
I already know it is.
Josh Ewart.
Josh E, the creator.
Josh E.
Listen, Josh E sent me a text at
get that internet fixed, Josh. Get some headphones.
Yes.
Hold on.
He wanted this. He wanted this.
Yeah, Josh, and I will, and I'm so happy, guys. This is a segue. I'm not promoting, but I'm actually a Godzilla fan.
Yes.
Don't walk me out. And this is a trophy that I ordered, purchased from Josh E's shop. Guys, some great work that he's done. Great brother.
It's
Has his own channel.
coincidence.
That's coincidence. Now, Joshy had a special request, guys.
Yeah, he said he's gonna.
Logan, are you there in the chat? I want to see you in the chat, Logan. Logan.
He's there.
Josh.
No, I need you to acknowledge.
Congratulations.
I want to see you, Logan. Answer.
Yes,
I'm here.
Logan's in the chat. I see
Logan,
him.
let's
Don't
go.
worry.
Let's go. I want to see your comment, Logan.
Josh E is the winner.
Okay. All right, Logan. Guest invitee of Josh Ewert.
There you go. So
Logan, you are expected to be on the show next week, just with Josh E. Congratulations to both of you guys.
The infamous Logan Frost may make an appearance. There he is, Josh E. Holy shit, he's on. He's replacing me.
Yeah.
Listen, Josh E. is a great human being.
Yeah, he really is.
He's the creator of the 100 crew.
We got it.
He also was
I'm
the
very
guy.
much, Josh. I'm very much looking forward to talking over you next week.
Yeah,
It's a really good time.
Yeah, sorry about the not talking part, Josh. But yeah, welcome to the
You'll
show.
be on camera at least, so you've
Congratulations to Josh E. He will be sitting. He will be sitting in the seat here for me next week as I party on in Punta Cana. So Josh E. Logan Frost may be there, may not be. Hopefully he doesn't pull a Chubbs and say his fucking earpieces are uncharged or whatever.
Josh, don't bring on your scuba diving mask, okay? It doesn't work on the show.
That's right.
This is the first raffle we've done on the show, and I got to keep my guy Alex H in his lane because this is
there is no lane with me, Phil. Sorry.
Exactly. So here we go.
Okay.
I don't want Otis Nichols to leave, but he's saying good night. He might win the next prize here. So the next prize is a swag bag.
Yep.
And here we go.
So one small specification. If I happen to draw Joshy again, because he obviously has other tickets in there,
Yes.
Joshy cannot win more than one prize. So if I draw Joshy, we'll just redraw.
There
Just
you
FYI.
go.
Okay? So
Okay.
do the honors, Natalie?
Yeah.
No, you pick. Being supervised by Chibs. Make sure.
Here we go.
Come on, I can't wait. Come on, pick that swag prize.
Okay, this one.
All right, here we go. And the second prize winner is
0, 6, 3, 3, 4, 6, 1, 2.
And hold on, I know who that is. Oh yeah, baby.
Oh.
Paul Rogers. Paul Rogers from across the pond in Bellissimo land.
Paul Rogers.
Congratulations.
There you go.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Paul Rogers, you will be getting. I know Paul has been a supporter of us.
God damn it, Paul! That swag shipment just got a hell of a lot more expensive.
Yeah, show the number. All right, show the number.
So Paul Rogers, you are going to get a swag bag. That's going to be a hoodie, a T-shirt, and something else.
Number 3, Phil.
Number 3.
Number 3. Going
Here
for
we
the
go.
free Patreon membership.
Free patron for 3 months goes to this next winner.
It's not Greg Braggs. He didn't even fucking participate.
Okay, you have the number, Natalie?
0, 6, 3, 3, 4, 6, 3, 0.
6, 6,
0. Hold on.
3, 3, 4,
Oh,
3, 0.
yeah, Josh Ewert. Sorry, redraw.
Sorry, passed.
Josh, you are one lucky motherfucker. Sorry.
Josh, go get some lottery tickets, Josh.
Oh yeah.
Jesus.
Mind you, you know what? I will say
how
this.
she says 3 and tree.
Sorry,
That's my
I dropped the
favorite
ticket.
thing of the night.
So Joshy does deserve all the karma that he's getting right now. Great dude, but for this contest, sorry, dude, gotta limit the karma. Let's go. Next pick.
Yeah.
Dun dun.
Okay.
Maron.
Maron.
So 0, 6, 3, 3, 4, 6,
Oh
1,
no.
0.
Oh no.
Again?
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
Rogers.
There's hope, guys.
You know, I swear there's no rigging in this.
Back-to-back winners. These two guys.
Man.
Holy cow, Natalie.
Come on, Natalie, you can do it.
This is our first raffle live on the air.
We need some good
Oh
luck.
yeah, nice. Different name. Okay.
So
Here we go.
6, 3,
Twist invention here.
4, 5, 6, 1. And the name is Stephen. What's the name?
Steph Froyland.
Steph
baby.
Froyland.
Bring it in, Steph Superman.
Steph Froyland.
Ow!
That is winner
Great job, Steph.
number 3.
Yeah, and just turn around.
3 months free patronage from Steph Froyland. Steph Froyland.
Yeah, boy.
Another
You got that right,
great,
Steph.
great dude right there.
Excellent.
Him and his brother Phil.
Cars. I know what Cars is laughing at right now.
I have no
Cars,
idea what
who
Cars
knows?
is laughing at.
Nothing. I'm inappropriate as always.
Okay.
Steph.
Ready?
Okay, and last but not least, for the hat.
For the hat that Jackal's been working on for approximately
Read the name.
as many months as Steph has been waiting for the back.
Nice.
Okay, so the number is 0, 6, 3, 3, 4, 5, 7, 7.
You guys.
Okay, read it out.
And the name is David.
David Pilcher.
David,
Congratulations, David. So David actually messaged me. His cell phone died during this show, so I'm gonna reach out to him to let him know that he's won this prize.
All right.
Where's David from?
Not from
Concerned
Montreal.
about shipping fees up there. Yeah.
I thought you said Russia. I'm like, Jesus, we're losing our ass on shipping.
He's that guy that lurks at night in the bushes, just waiting for us to go
That's
out.
Angelo. No, that's Angelo. Just so
Oh.
that's,
What?
On that one,
No,
guys.
just got
You're
his
right.
swag. He just got it. It took 47 days. It cost $47. My dad goes, "What did they send it in a canoe?" So hopefully, if Paul Rogers has been following us and supporting us forever, so what a
I'll
great
reach out to
group.
Paul and David, Phil.
What a great group of guys that you guys just pulled out their tickets. Really great stuff tonight. TTNL family. You even have a side community of such a strong fan base, but really, as silly as Alex is being, their motivation has been community service based in what they want to do and how they want to handle helping TTNL family. With that being said, I got to bring on our next two guys. Shane, there's our guy, the swag man.
I'm
Alex
here.
Acevedo. Shane,
I think I know that guy.
Is this
You have an
Cars.
Familiar to me.
At the same time?
Yeah, we actually have an.
we have an intro for this guy. Hold on.
And I didn't get an intro?
No.
I get half a second. Angelo has 47 hours of clips. Don't worry. Don't take it
We're
personally.
waiting for the special intro. Here it is.
Happy
Shane.
birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Oh, this is terrible. I love it.
Happy birthday, Draft Dr. Phil. Happy birthday to you. Oh, bastard.
There it is.
There it is.
There's actually a little story behind that. Alex fell for it, hook, line, and sinker.
That's all right. I'll take
We were
it.
trying to set him up starting last night, and I'm like, Phil, I don't think he's gonna fucking text me back. Dude's giving me every excuse in the book. Oh, the kids, I fell asleep. I got to work. I'm like, that's fine.
No, I
What time
had
did you
some
get to
car
work?
trouble. I had some car trouble. Babe,
No, we're very economical, my family.
Trisha, 20 minutes. I'm on with Phil right now. Just 20 minutes. I promise. Don't hit me. Just Phil.
Oh, here we go. This is going to be the new thing now.
He sold that pretty good. I thought he was
He
serious
did.
there for a second.
She already knows. She hears my phone. She's like, "You're listening to Phil again, aren't you?"
Yeah.
Yep.
Can't do the long one. That wasn't even me.
That wasn't me. It
Oh,
wasn't,
yeah,
it wasn't Shane. Then
we
it
got
had to
our
be
boy Ryan in the green room. So Alex, real quick, just talk
Yes.
about what we're bringing you on here, to speak on and that end of it, and then we'll add Ryan here and really get into it, and we'll release the figures of what this night is really all about.
Absolutely.
What going forward, like the T-shirt. So last couple of months, we came up with the T-shirt design, and all funds are gonna go towards. And I should have prepared for this. Yeah, I didn't know I was gonna be talking about it, but I had.
Well, yeah. There's the shirts.
If you need a little help, Shane and I can help you. Listen, Alex H has done a tremendous thing with the raffle to help improve the network. Alex Ace, our ace in the hole, the swag man, had done a special thing to help Spencer Strong and the movement for the Ryan Cox family. Now, all of these t-shirts, Alex has been handling the swag shop, and this is what that private conversation with Alex H that I was talking about, with the fucking ignorance of not understanding what Phil and Shayne are trying to do, because we wanted to reveal tonight on this show, on the Raffle show. You got Josh E obviously winning, taking over. You got Rogers taking the swag bag, and you got who was the third place? Oh, my boy Steph Froylan, and then last David. I couldn't catch his last name. So those are the winners. But the real motivation behind all this secretly was me and Shane and TTNL from Cherie, Cars, Jackal, our guy Claudio, who couldn't be here tonight. He's getting ready to go to Italy and everything with his family. And we have some new members, Caden Whitlow, our guy Lawrence Fleming II, who does all the voiceovers. Ron G, who's going to be a big time producer and a lot of stuff. I got to bring him on the show when I get back. All of us in unison standing for this family. If I forgot anybody, please. So I don't want to forget anybody in the TTNL family. Steven Johnson, my guy Plashinsky, Jeremy Plashinsky, the Sandlins, who they have had to take a break for a little while. They'll be back, but all of us stand together for Spencer Strong. So Shane and I said secretly, any sale that we get of these Spencer Strong shirts, we originally were going to send it to cancer and the research, and then really realizing the troubles, to be perfectly transparent, of what a family goes through, as we all know, as Shane has had to experience with the birth of his child and the crying and everything in life that comes about us. We don't just talk about it. You got to be about it. We wanted to give every bit of money that we made from these t-shirts to the Cox family. So
real recognizes real, man. You everyone who bought a t-shirt, you got to be proud. This guy is fighting the real fight with his son. I have 2 daughters and they drive me up the walls, but they're perfect health and I'm blessed with that. But here's a guy who is fighting the real fight, and has a son who's fighting the real fight. And everybody who the donations through buying a t-shirt, all these funds go to help him. So you that's all you're doing is helping a guy out. That's what family's all about.
So I want to say this on top of that. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good.
I need to be transparent here. So the raffle and everyone supporting that, we had a patron and a fan of our show say, Phil, I'm sending you a fucking iPad for your dad. That you don't have to do any money for him. I want to do this from me. And Shane and I were like, whoa, for real? And that allowed us to get to the point where all of the funds that we've done in raising the raffle could go and this is where the surprise was, to Ryan Cox and his family. So I want to shout out my boy Steve Tabin, all the way in Hawaii, who said, Phil, I want to do this for you. I don't have a need for this. I want to give it to your dad for all the hard work he does.
Yeah.
And it was such an amazing moment. I look at my wife, I'm like, can you believe how there is hope, as Gary said? There is hope, because there are some special people out there in this community. There are some special people, and some of you couldn't give. That's fine. This isn't what it's about. But to be able to say, shh, everything is going to Ryan Cox and his family tonight. There he is the goal here. So with that being said, I wanted to shout out Steve, because Steve, you took the big issue, because it really was about improving our network through community and fandom based on Logan and Alex H wanting to do that. And then as it grew and someone stepped up to the pocket and delivered, it became, obviously, it was being tried to use as a shot towards me, an ignorant one that I had to address, Ryan. And I was more upset on how it was used for your family and everything you're going through, especially when we knew, Shane and I, that we wanted to surprise you tonight. Shout out the people that really have stepped up and delivered like this, for ultimately all of us can celebrate what it is that Alex was saying that you're going through as a father and as a person. So, Shane, before we even let Ryan talk, do you want to unveil the exciting fucking news?
He gets to talk on this thing?
Yeah, wow. I don't know. You got to get prepared for next week.
Listen, there's nobody that can set the stage better than me. So I'm going to remove cars for a second and just say what an amazing job I just did setting that up. No, go ahead.
No, man, it's
put you in the middle.
You know, Phil, we end up repeating ourselves on here an awful lot. You know, I've talked to Alex H here on StreamYard privately and via text and over the phone, and talked to Ace a little bit here before the show, and just everybody that's been involved. I texted Cars before the show, and you get the butterfly feelings, you know, like when the Bears are on the clock, everybody knows that feeling. And that's how I felt tonight, because I know what type of person that Ryan Cox is and his entire family. And I said to Cars, I'm like, I'm so excited for Ryan, for, you know, I don't even like to say what we're doing here. And we're doing what's right. You know, Ryan isn't on the show and everything like that, but he's a huge part of our focus and what we do on this network each and every day. There's really not a time or not a segment or a show that we do without you in mind, Ryan, and your wife and all three of your kids, and what this family has been going through. And just talking to Ryan privately, probably a lot of people don't know that he just moved into a new home on top of all of this, and how, you know, the stress and anxiety and just everything. Here I am complaining because my daughter cries and I can't get sleep at night, and I think about Ryan and stuff gets put in perspective. Yeah, it gets put in perspective real fast. And you know, Ryan's been, you know, he's been an OG for us, Phil, for a lot of years, man. He's been there. We made this move and we never had to question it. We knew that he was going to be there. It's a little, Cars did the same thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. Cars is like, no, I'm riding with Shane and Phil. And so that's, you know, you keep your circle small, and that's how it gains strength. And that's kind of what we've done here. And Ryan, we just want you to know, you know, how much we love you and appreciate you. And you know, like I said, you're not on the show so much, but man, we're really thinking about you guys each and every day. And it's a testament to what Alex H and everybody that was involved got this going for you guys, and the 100 crew, just everybody, all of the listeners wanted to help you guys out in any way possible. You know, we weren't expecting people to donate, you know, $50 or $100. I mean, $1 makes a difference. You know, $5 makes all of that. You know, it's just like football terminology. Every inch adds up. It's the same thing. You know, each and every dollar adds up. So I'm just gonna hop right into it here, and you're gonna see a total pop up on the screen. And
this is going straight to the Cox.
This is going to
from the TTNL.
Yeah,
family.
This is going to Ryan and his lovely wife and kids for you guys. We want to help out in any way we can. So this is what the final total was.
There it is.
Christ.
There you go. $3,052.12. You see that 52 in there?
Yeah, and
that's
that's
Khalil Mack is coming.
Yep, there's a great story there how it's an odd number, and
Yes.
I don't know if the gentleman wants their
Yeah.
I don't know.
One
But
person stepped
somebody
up.
that involved some Chicago Bears players' jersey numbers into their donation. And it was quite impressive. Like I said, I don't want to. I'm not going to name him unless he comes and wants to be named publicly. But I know this person rather well, and I don't. That's definitely not why he did this. Just that he's
exactly.
Great person, but that's why you see the different the different total there. But it actually worked out
52.
perfect. But yeah,
There you go.
$3,052.12. Ryan, you guys deserve that and a whole bunch more, and we want to try to help out. I have your information. I'm just waiting for a couple of things logistically behind the scenes, and as soon as it'll probably all be cleared tomorrow, and I have your info, and that'll be in your account here within the next 12 to 24 hours.
I don't know what to say. That's quite a number. All I can say is thank you to really everybody. I mean, there's lots of thanks to go around. I never expected anything like this. Thank you, both Alexes, for being involved in this. I know you guys both work hard, and you do a lot for the entire network because you love it as much as I do. Yeah, wow. I'm at a loss for words. I don't say that often, but I really am. And thank you. I can't wait to go jump on top of my wife and wake her up and let her know that, there's
Sounds like a
number
party.
coming on.
Sounds like a party.
Going for another
TTNL.
PG
after
show,
dark.
sir.
Ryan Cox.
Oh, good grief. That's insane. That is insane. Thank you so much. You guys have been along for the entire ride. You guys have been really, the entire network has been like a rock for me personally. It really has. I talk with a bunch of you guys every single day.
Yeah.
It kind of keeps it feels normal because we really do. We live a crazy life right now. Spencer's in the middle of chemo. He goes every Friday. And it's crazy to think about. It's kind of become normalized for me, but now that I step back and you hear other people start talking about it, it's like, yeah, that's my life. It's weird to say, but you guys help kind of normalize things for me, and the entire 100 crew is just great. Every time I pop in the chat, it's like a list of you guys: Alex H, Logan, Michael Williams, HL Priest. I know Cars, you shouted him out the other day. He's always the first one to say, hey, how you doing, brother? How you doing? Hang in there. We love you.
Great.
And, there's so many things to go around, and this is just amazing. It really is. I'm almost out of breath here. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So can I interject in here, guys? A couple of things, Ryan. So, you keep saying that we bring things to you, but you have no idea how much you bring to us. You don't even realize it because it's called, in one word, perspective, right? Shayne alluded to it. You know, when we in our daily routines have our problems, and we compare that to what you're going through, you know, the courage that you have, that Spencer has, inspires us all. It does. And this is a material representation of that acknowledgement, Ryan. I will say this quickly, guys. Sorry, Ryan, I'm going to call you out in a bit. So Ryan actually reached out to me going, hey, I wanted to contribute to the raffle, but I just found out that I'm part of the prize. Okay, never mind. But that's who Ryan is. Like, guys, just think about this. As you go on in your days, and maybe you missed the bus to get to work, or maybe your coffee wasn't warm enough, or maybe someone told you something you didn't like, Ryan. That's all I have to say. Ryan. And with all that, he's still there going, hey, can I do something for the raffle? Like, I want to do something for Coach O. Like, that's selflessness, Ryan. So, I mean, what goes around comes around. There are people that say what they do. You do what you say. And that's the difference. And that's, it comes back to you, Ryan. So I'm happy to be part of this. We love you to bits. On behalf of the 100 crew, we love you to bits. Everyone that contributed loved you to bits. And I'm sure there's more out there. And it's going to keep going, Ryan. So thank you. So, guys, sorry, go ahead.
Thank you.
No, thank you for saying that. I'm just going to say this, you know, a lot of people, as you say, talk the talk. I'm sorry, but, you know, I'm cut from a different kind of cloth, as Cars will tell you. But I was talking to my dad, and I just can't stand around and watch something be said or narrative be drawn or things to be put out of perspective. So when you're trying to surprise somebody and you see that kind of stuff being shown, like TTNL or Phil and it just hit me the wrong way. So I had to address it on a show where we address those social issues and those manipulative narratives with their double meanings and all that hate. Without haters, we're not doing it right. And the reality is that number is not the end of the road here for you, obviously. This network will always stand by you, Ryan, and your family. We're always thinking of you. And there's many other people that are going through a lot of stuff in this world that is full of what I thought, until this network really opened itself up, full of a lot of pieces of shit. So that's the truth. Like, there's a lot of bad people in this world. So if we can do positivity and if we can course correct and embrace one another and really champion life and people that are going through it and not do it, this isn't to try to get more followers on Twitter. This is to help a family out that Shayne and I, when Shayne says you've always been in our corner, you might be in our corner whispering because you talk quiet as hell and slow as hell. I thought I was a slow talker. Ryan's like, well, Phil, you're gonna hate. And that's how he talks. But the reality is there's never been a question of why Shayne had the train of thought to make shout out segment about Spencer to bring attention to cancer and childhood cancer and to your cause and everybody that you mentioned, Cherie and Jerome, my homie, John Centino, all the way down to the newest listener are in your corner. And this is just a small token. I wish we could do more, but people have really gone out of their way to be kind. And I'm proud of what all of us have done to bring this to you, brother. And that's a network. That is a family. That is what it's about. I've never understood anybody in a family not trying to help each other out. And really, you could talk about it and do whatever, but really to be about it. So I love you. I'm so happy that number came out, and I know just in dealing with the hospital parking, especially, I don't know how it is down in your area, but here in Connecticut, you're paying for parking. You got to eat. You got to bring your son there. All these little things start adding up.
Gas just to get there.
Gas. All these things. You got to be honest. And really, we can send money to cancer and we don't know where it goes, you know? So when Shayne and I were talking, I'm like, we need to help this family out that are going through it each and every day. Because I'll just let you know, as Shayne is screaming at his wife because the baby won't shut up. That's a small issue that Shayne will say. I've been there too. So deal with life or death and try to go to sleep at night, worrying and doubting. That's what this network is. I'll always be in your corner. Thank you for coming on, and thank you for sharing your family and the plight that you deal with every day with us. I can't even imagine being in your shoes. But to hear Alex's side behind the scenes, I want to donate to Coach O. That says a hell of a lot about your character, man. I really appreciate you.
Yeah.
As my father would say, he said it again to me at dinner tonight and to my door. You got to have God in your life. Surround yourself with good people. Tonight, I had some of the best guests and best people on this show talking about the game that brought us all together and the team that brought us all together. But TTNL, Cars, as you've said, there's something special here. There's something special here. And when Cars is talking like that, he doesn't give me many compliments, so I'll take it when I can get it. And he is right, man.
I can't take that one back too, and I feel terrible. we'll just roll with it.
I love you. You're great.
Phil,
Ryan, yes,
sorry,
Alex.
Quick shout out. I think as much as I appreciate you, Phil,
a new Barlissimo.
I think you actually have to shout out someone whose name rhymes with pain. Oh, that'd be Shayne. So Shayne, like behind the scenes guy, I keep saying it, Big Brother does all the quote unquote dirty work, all the behind the scenes work. Shayne, you are a true monument to what this network represents. I love you to bits. Dude, like everything that you do, and he always never asks for any glory.
Yep.
So I just want to shout him out as well because he's done a lot for this initiative that a lot of people don't know. He's spent a lot of time with me, a lot of stuff coordinating back and forth as well, Phil. So I want to shout him out, just like I would use.
You should.
And I'll say happy birthday, Shayne. So I'm the first one who called it.
Yeah.
All you others.
There you go.
Coming up there, man. No, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. But in terms of getting the glory, you just wait till next week's show. I'm going to be great.
Glory hole. What is going on?
We're going for 7 hours. We're going 7 hours next week. That's how this is happening.
Uninterrupted bliss.
Tape Never Lies. Shout out, I know you hear me, baby. Shout out, I know you see me, baby. Shout out, we gotta holler at you. Keep it 100 crew, gotta show love too. Shout out, I know you hear me, baby. Shout out, I know you see me, baby. Shout out, we gotta holler at you. Keep it 100 crew, gotta show love too. From the fans in the stands to the follows on the gram. Thanks for your support, showing love in the DM. We stay Spencer strong, fight together till the end. Now it's time to shout out worldwide friends and fam. Like
the network that keeps it real, 100 crew. So many in the world that I gotta show love to. For some this policy, the show is at its end. But for me it's so important to thank the charter members and the fans. Built the network, speak the truth through the tape. Never run around the truth, no narratives we create. Set them straight, no bubble screen on 4th and 8. Audio Shayne getting nervous cause keeping them up too late. That's it, no more to say that get the shot of vital. But hurry up cause the postman's getting homicidal.
Shout out, I know you hear me, baby. Shout out, I know you see me, baby. Shout out, we gotta holler at you. Keep it 100 crew, gotta show love too. Shout out, I know you hear me, baby. Shout out, I know you see me, baby. Shout out, we gotta holler at you. Keep it 100 crew, gotta show love too.
The network that keeps it real. This is strong.
reporting quarterbacks still on the board. It's time for one to be traded up for.
Here we
Chicago's
go.
trading up.
Yes.
What?
Oh my
Here
God.
it is.
Chapter just reported.
Here it
Oh,
is.
baby.
Let's go. Here we go, baby. Come on. Reporting.
There it is. The moment in time. We got everybody now
So,
in the show.
Real quick, this is where I butt in, Mr.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yes.
because the shout outs are taking a little bit different twist tonight because we have a couple of surprises for you here too, if I can find them.
Oh boy.
Okay. I didn't
Real quick. Yeah.
surprises. I like surprises.
You gonna play my video again?
Oh
no. Maybe.
Hey Shane, I'm gonna have one for you too.
Alex.
I'm gonna sing for you.
I'm worried about me, Alex.
All right, but yeah, here we go, and this is got a couple of little things to share. This one's a little bit longer, but here we go. This is for you, Phil.
Unrehearsed. What would you like to say to Daddy on his birthday?
Happy birthday. You're the best dad. And we love you.
Aw. And what's something that you could tell the TTNL family about Daddy that maybe they don't know because they don't live with him? What's something that we do as a family that you like to do with Daddy?
Do the show.
Well, you don't do the show. What do you like?
Sometimes
What do you like to do with Daddy when he's not doing your show?
play with him. Hug him. When he carries me. That's it.
And what do you like to do with Daddy? And what's Daddy's favorite food?
What?
Connecticut is the pizza capital of the world.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And what's something that Daddy always says?
Real quick.
Anything else you want to say?
We love you, Daddy, and we appreciate all the words you say.
What's Daddy's favorite color?
Blue and orange.
Blue and orange. What
Love
is
it.
Daddy's favorite
Bob Marley.
You like Bob Marley? Yeah. You
Good
like
call.
Bob Marley? Yeah. All right.
Bye-bye.
What's one thing that you would like the TTNL family to know about Daddy?
He's a nice man, and he does fun stuff, but you can't see him because you don't live near him.
So, because we live with Daddy, right? So what's something that we could share with, what's something that Daddy likes to do that we could share with the TTNL family?
We can send gifts back to them, like buy stuff, gift them to them, because they've been sending some very good stuff to the family.
Yeah, what do you say?
Thank you, TNL family.
And
TNL.
yeah, especially Josh. Josh sent you this
Ring?
Look at that. And so it's awesome. Look how nice. That's so special.
And he gave Daddy a chain. TNL chain. He's gonna wear it every day.
Yeah.
All right, Tay. Anything else you want to say to Daddy or?
Stay TTNL. Peace.
Happy birthday, Dad, from me and... Hi, Dad. I hope you have a great day. I love you, and I hope you're keeping it 100.
There it is.
Oh, that was great, man. That got me in my emotions, in my
Got him in his
feels.
feels.
I wasn't expecting any of that, to be honest. So wow. So I gotta shout out my wife for doing that with you, Shayne. Was that you and her doing that?
Should have seen the video she sent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we got one more to go.
That was
Got
a
one-
good cat drop.
Yeah, one more
Oh, I
video.
know. I said that to Steph. I'm like, I don't know if she likes that. I'm like, is Sonny choking out the cat? Or so I had to add a little bit of audio in there, of course. But
Yeah.
That was awesome.
That was great, man.
Real
to get
quick,
that.
we got one more to go here. Phil.
Okay.
Birthday. Happy birthday. We hope you have a great night on the show with all of your 100 crew friends. I just want to let you know that we love you so much, and we're so very, very lucky and grateful to have you in our life as my husband, as the father to my children. I'm so proud of you and all that you've accomplished on the TTNL network. And I'm so proud of just your kind heart and how generous you are. And you definitely have always brought everyone together in our own friend group. So we always try to get people together, and it's always usually because of Phil and I, we get everyone reconnected. And I feel like you're doing it just on a grander, broader scale with the network and everyone around the world listening to the show. You've created a family amongst all these Bear fans, and just like some beautiful, wonderful people that we've met along the way. So I just want to say thank you to them as well for all the wonderful gifts and support that they've given throughout the years. I'm not a camera person, so I'm not gonna come on the show and be like Phil, because it's just not my personality. But I am a people person. I love I love people and hanging out, and I hope to meet you all someday very soon at some of the tailgates in Chicago. And I just wanted to let you guys know how important you are to us as well. So thank you for celebrating with Phil tonight, and thank you for all of your appreciation. So Phil, I love you so much, and peace.
Beautiful.
All right.
Beautiful.
I wasn't expecting that either. So
now that was pure bliss.
Yes.
That's what it is, right? You got a good woman on your side. Phil, you got a good woman on your side, man. So do I. It's all it's about, man. It's having a good woman by
Not
your
to
side.
break this up with humor, though, but Steph almost blew the whole thing, because when I was trying to coordinate all this, she's like, Shayne, oh my God, I just sent a bunch of those clips to Phil. And he's like, Steph, what the hell are all these? She's like, oh, just forget about it. So that was the funny part with the whole thing, because we almost blew it, but she had to pull a little bit of teeth. She was, I think, a little bit nervous to share her thoughts, and
for her to do that. I mean,
yeah, we were talking while you were driving home from your meal with your parents. That was. She didn't have another guy. That was me that she was talking to while you were driving everybody home. I'm like, you got to do this shit when you get home, Steph. So yeah, she knocked it out of the park, and Devin looked like he was enjoying himself there too. But no,
a little superstar back there.
Yeah, it's
put some glow sticks in his hand.
Absolutely, but no, man, it's a testament to your family and the way that you guys handle everything. And I saw in the chat room somebody said that. Steph is a rock star, and she is, because, we say that we wouldn't be able to do what we do without the fans. And I know Phil very well, and I've known him for a couple of decades, and plus at this point, Cars knows too. And Phil wouldn't be able to do any of this without that woman. And, his kids are a big part of it too, but it all starts with Steph, and that's, her little shout out to you, man, and wear the emotions on your sleeve, because that just shows how much you appreciate it, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I can't believe she did that. I mean, that says everything about her, and being transparent. I tell the story with Shayne about being cautious with my father, sharing him with the fans, because there's a lot of evil people out there. I mean, you saw it with
We
this
lived
situation.
it.
We lived it with someone taking a shot at me, but really ultimately being so fucking dumb they don't realize they're taking a shot at a little boy with cancer. I'm not going to name names because we don't need any attention to it. But to have my wife say those things, you open yourself up sometimes and people are rude, but it doesn't coexist, guys, with what we say here, keeping it 100, family. My wife, to Shayne's point, I would never be able to do this without her. She is a champion. She helps write so many lyrics, and be my muse for the songs and everything about this network that stands by the truth, but also originality and creativity and doing something different. And I'll say this last, my wife, I'm very caught in my emotions, but we were watching a documentary called This Is Pop, and I would suggest everybody to check it out. It's on Netflix, and I'm sharing this only in the vein of this. It was T-Pain who was criticized because of auto-tune, and the whole story behind it is similar to TTNL, because so many people that do things first get criticized or be a certain way. And you fans, it's a testament to you guys to stand with us, believe in us, and share and be our family, because to open my family up to you is consistent with keeping it 100. And when I watched that T-Pain documentary, you got to see it. It's episode number 2. Yeah. This is a good show. I'm a big hip hop guy, and I remember hearing I'm Sprung the first time. It was 2010, I believe. And I was like, oh, who the hell is this? Is awesome harmony and everything. I had no clue. I'll be completely honest, of the ignorance, the hate on him for auto-tune. I didn't know it was that big. But when he was sharing his vulnerability, getting to the point, I did send him a letter to try to get him on this show, because I love vulnerability. And T-Pain was like, I was in a state of depression. I had all these hit songs, but Usher said to me, you're fucking ruining us.
His
real
idol.
singers. That was a guy, a friend of his. And he took it to heart and he suppressed himself. And now he's turned around. He's like, fuck all the haters, and is doing his thing. But that moment, it resonated me. And my champion, just like his wife was in his corner. It so resonated with me and this network and everybody here right now to end this show and the shout outs. I won't do any shout outs tonight.
No, this is the shout out right here, dude. We literally end it after you speak here. I think that's the perfect way to go out.
I agree. I want to say this. I love you, Stephanie Atoshin. I'm so excited for the first time. You deserve this, to go on a vacation and put your feet up. Granted, we have to bring the boys and everything, but we're going to have a lot of fun. I'm going to miss the show and the fans because it's my baby with Shayne. You know, we had a baby here, this network, and now it's extending out to its own. I know, guys. It's extending out to its own segments. They have 100 crew, and then you had a hundo crew with the K. That's how big. I think Shayne and I had that moment last week based on Jim Larison putting us into our place, saying, do you guys realize how fucking amazing this network is to have those numbers of growth in that short of time? Anybody who turned the page on YouTube is a fucking moron. And to have that conversation, it's like, okay, that's where we are there. We ain't stopping there, right, Alex H? We're going all the way up. We're going to continue to
told that we'd be lucky if we had 200 after a year, and we're about 10,000 over that. So thank you, everybody, and fuck you to a very specific person. But there you go.
Yeah, fuck you and the 30 views.
That being said,
I wasn't talking about Braggs. This somebody.
I'm sorry. I love you, Braggs.
I want to say thank you, Caden Whitlow. He's a new producer here on the network. He's going to take over next week, and he's going to produce the highlights of this show for the open of that show, because it's very important, you haters and trolls and thumbs downs that we get, that we do take a look back each and every week at what transpired on this show. And you know what? I'll never forget this night. It was my birthday. I thank you guys. And truly, I'm being very transparent. You could say whatever it is you want about me. That's fine. But I wasn't going to have a birthday show if it wasn't on my birthday. That was just a couple with what this really is about. And it's about Ryan Cox and his family and Spencer Strong and the foundation of this whole network. I can't be more proud as a human being to have Steve Tabin send me that note and say, I'm sending a goddamn iPad so all the money can go to Ryan Cox. That kind of stuff, that kind of community, that kind of brotherhood, that kind of fellowship, those goals that people talk about, but behind they're worried about self, that we ain't doing that here. I really care about everybody. As my wife has said, I bring people together. That is my one of my best skills. And I surrounded myself with some great people, from Cool Kennedy, who I forgot earlier, which I won't forget. Obviously, he's unforgettable, that guy. I appreciate him, to everybody, including Ron G, our newest person we're adding to the network. And you fans for staying with us tonight in an emotional non-Bears TTNL family moment. You're the real ones. I truly appreciate you. And I don't have anything else I could say to that. I don't ever like to end without everybody getting an opportunity. So if you wanted to say something, everybody's good.
You said it perfectly, man. It's
all right, brother.
Sometimes you just got to know when to do it. And we appreciate everybody coming out. And hey, Phil, happy birthday.
Thank you for the birthday wishes. I am going to leave you with a song, though. Sorry.
Get upstairs and
like,
Stephanie and make sweet love to your wife.
I can't wait for that. Hopefully, who sang Birthday Sex? I got.
You're going to sing it in about.
God bless you guys. Have a great week. Enjoy the show, Cars. Without me, I'm sure I'll hear all about it when I get back.
First Justin Fields and now this.
A whole lot of Cars.
2021 has been the most amazing year ever. Yeah, for sure.
Ryan
Edibles.
Cox, I love you. Alex H, thank you. Everybody, God bless you. Good night. TTNL.
Be safe.
Keeping it 100. The best Bears show. Where, Alex? On the what?
Real TTNL Network.
David Montgomery, because a lot of these blog boys, these fucking stat trolls, you'll see the fucking blog boys talking about this.
Blog boys and haters, trolls on Twitter, call manipulators. Oh yeah, blog boys and haters, trolls on Twitter, snap manipulators. Oh yeah, take it to the level that most never thought of. This crazy world, people treat a keyboard like a sword off. Narrative crusher, so many demons that I'm fought off. Take never lies, blog boys get fucking caught. PFS with the fishes, but they still gonna troll. Putting Warrants on top, make them look like an asshole. Nagy calling plays, but no clue on personnel. Running toss the CP, short side behind Leno. These dudes on that block like J-Lo. Montgomery is elite,
cause DDP says so.
A front office nightmare like the haunted of Hill House. Black boys get to step in and take your boy Millhouse. Black boys and haters, trolls on Twitter, fraud manipulators. Oh yeah, black boys and haters, trolls on Twitter, snap manipulators. Oh yeah.
Word. Blog boys change the stats like report cards. No PFF, straight F's on and no scorecard. You gotta have heart to play. A little soul like Marvin Gaye. Goes a long way, throw the strong fade at an out route. Power, I see the end zone. I hope Maggie takes a smart route and gives a play calls like McCaskey money. Blog boys and haters talking, but they stats is funny. The tape never lies. Think it's where you get smacked with honey and get swept like the tight end on 4th and 1 tries. We big time, you small fries. Twitter fingers typing for the clout. They never train, they all cry.
Blind boys and haters, trolls on Twitter, fraud manipulators. Oh yeah, blind boys and haters, trolls on Twitter, staff manipulators. Oh yeah, blind boys and haters, trolls on Twitter, staff manipulators. Oh yeah, blind boys. Come on, haters, feeling that cool Kennedy. Trolls on Twitter, staff manipulators. Oh yeah, blind boys, block boy. Trolls on Twitter, staff manipulators. Oh yeah, blind boy, and haters. Block boy, TTNL, Twitter, staff manipulators. Block boys.
Blog boys get fucking caught off. TTNL. Always speaking the truth. The tape never lies.
Two things I taught my son and all my children. You always surround yourself with good people, and the tape never lies.